Sounds. Okay.
2 minutes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to 2 hours of Barcelona here at SOP Motorsports with myself, known on the internet as Double O Raven, and my good friend joining me tonight in the commentary booth is the one and only SOP Curly Red, better known as Bailey. How we doing, Bailey?
Very, 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 very good. Thank you very much. Very excited. Very excited.
Yes, very excited about tonight's race. We thought we were having some technical problems, so what you're looking at now is, the next event we've got coming up is, of course, 2 hours around Barcelona. It's an endurance race, and I can tell you, you're in for a treat as far as the weather goes. Bailey's just going to quickly keep me up to date. What have we got at the moment, Bailey? Where are the drivers at the moment?
On the grid waiting. I don't seem to have sound on my stream for both of us. Maybe someone in the chat can tell us if you can hear both of us.
Oh, can someone confirm? Can you hear both of us speaking? Anyone in the chat, say hello. We've quickly got a quick look here. Laguna Seca is our next event on the 5th of the 12th. We are, of course, racing tonight at Barcelona in Catalonia, the racetrack, one of the newest European racetracks, only built in 1991 and hasn't had many changes compared to many other tracks, mostly the dreaded Sector 3, but we'll get into that when the race comes on. How are the drivers looking at the moment, Bailey? We're nearly off the grid. Oh, we can hear both of us. Yes.
We can, yes. Cool.
Yes.
Well, 30 seconds to go. 30 seconds to go. We got AJ on pole, which is, we got, how many? Yeah, we got 2 Bentleys, 1 and 2, which is nice to see. It is absolutely hammering it down. The track is very wet. 10 seconds to go.
Oh, 10 seconds to go and we'll be off the grid. So this is going to be good. It's going to be summer. It's like Bailey's just revealed. It is raining this evening. So this is going to be a good race. Tonight, of course, we've got SOP Motorsports. Give us a follow on Discord. Come and join us on Discord. Join on Twitter at SOP Motorsport. On Facebook, it's set, of course, a competition on PS4. And, of course, on YouTube, where you are now. Give us a subscribe. Give us a follow. Get notifications. And you can jump on the action as soon as it's available. All the races are saved, and we've got some plans to get even more races out to you lovely people.
They've all pulled away, so you can jump in and show
the viewers,
and I'll hop out.
Excellent. So Bailey's going to hop out. I'm going to hop in so we can see exactly what's going on. And if I can just... Oh, that's not the wrong button. That's the right button. There we go. Hey, and we have race cars. So we are on the formation lap, ladies and gentlemen. So these guys are in the order the qualified in. The qualifying time is in the 1 minute 52s, which is not too shabby in the wet around a circuit like Catalonia. I can absolutely assure you, Bailey. What do you think, bud?
Yeah, Spain's a tricky track anyway in the dry. It's got all the corners. I think one of the reasons F1 tests it is because it's a generic track. It's got tight corners, fast corners, slow corners, long straights, short straights.
Yes.
And I think add a bit of rain to that mix and we're going to have a really good race.
Oh yes, we certainly are. We're going to find out who's got a load cell and who's not. But don't So S, we have AJ to the P is in first place with the Racing Dutchman in second, Mr. Death Zone in third. We've got Flat Track, could be one to watch here, in fourth, with Michel B. I hope I'm doing that right, buddy. We've got Berries in sixth with Fizzy Snuggles. He is my one to watch for this week, Bailey. I will allude to that later on, my good friend. We've got Pitya in eighth, we'll look at ninth, Stefan in 10th, with Raw Fodder in 11th, Ace Tune in 12th. We've got PSRT Jar Jar in 13th, and Jimmy Boy Horn in 14th. We were due to have more racers tonight. Unfortunately, Bailey, the ACC servers have decided not to let certain people in. So unfortunately, we won't be having full fields this evening.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, isn't it?
Alright, there is some rain in this session, so watch out for slippery curves and remember to brake earlier.
There we go. So there's the race engineer jumping in with a little statement of the obvious. It is wet, so brake heat management, tyre PSI management, all absolutely 100% vital. more important than anything else here is getting that correct. If you've got your tyres off, your brakes aren't quite up to temp, then you're in serious trouble around here, Bailey.
Yes, I mean, yeah, and even yet again in the rain, if you don't have your tyres at the temperature or the brakes at the temperature, you're going to struggle into turn one, let alone every other corner.
That's why you can see all the drivers here, all their brake discs are glowing as they all furiously stamp on and off the brake pedals to try and transfer some heat from the brakes into the tyres. As they're coming along the start line, Bailey, you want to talk us through the start line?
Yes,
they're away.
green at Barcelona. Oh, and who's that in the background? But we're just going to keep an eye on these two Bentleys. Who's that? Is that
they've got a bit of action in the background there. Is that a Porsche, I think?
Yeah, I think it was.
I think it is. So let's go back on board here, back in the middle of the pack. Look at this action. No, it's not the Porsche that was involved.
It was an Audi, maybe. Audi.
It's an Audi, yeah. I'm thinking it was an Audi.
And AJ defends off the lead, so he has kept.
And it is Fizzy Snuggles. Before the stream, I did say that Fizzy Snuggles would be my one to watch. And there he is making moves in the background. He does seem to have lost a couple of places. So as AJ to the P is racing off into the lead with the racing Dutchman behind him and Mr. Death Zone defending valiantly against Flat Track and Pit J. We're going to stick with Pit J, I think, for that. With Bailey's in 6th. This is a fantastically close field to start the race here, Bailey. We'll jump on board with Mr. Death Zone. He seems to be the cork in the bottle right now. The first two are sneaking away though.
Yeah, the top two are sneaking away, you're right. A second now to from Miss Desson to Racing Dutchman. We did have it off at the back. I saw Stefan in the Audi. He's quite a way back now, so hopefully he hasn't had too much.
Yeah, Stefan, yeah, he's brought way back. I think Mr. Flat Track must have had it. I think he had a slight touch on the grass, which has left him absolute cannon fodder to Fizzy Snuggles in the gang. That's a great shot there. Look at the number of cars coming through that bend. Oh, we've got contact. Oh, that's a big contact there. Fizzy Snuggle, and that's a lot of cars involved there. Oh, and we've got another spinner. That's a Ferrari. There's nothing worse than a Ferrari being spun, Bailey. Honestly, absolute tragic to see that. So Fizzy Snuggles, he seemed to be, he got that in the rear quarter panel there, got himself a bit of a spin. I'm not sure who initiated the spin, we'll say. We're not sure whether it was a racing incident or overzealous on the brakes.
Possibly. Yeah.
As we were saying though, getting your tyres up to temperature in these conditions with a full formation lap, that could certainly contribute to some incidents. And let's face it, we do love the clean racing, but if you're telling me you're tuning in and you're not looking forward to seeing an incident or two, then I'm going to have to call you out as perhaps not being as honest with yourself as you could be. So we're going to jump on board with Michelle B in 6. He's all over the back of Pitch, who is all over the back of Berry. So these three are coming into a very high speed, very high braking. This is a fast section through here.
Yeah,
you want to
one
keep
of the
that tight to the, yes, it certainly is. You want to keep that tight to the apex. As they're coming into the back of section 2.
What happens with the rain though? Because you were saying to keep tight. I wonder how many of the drivers, if any of them are listening, are thinking, I can't keep tight because you're getting oversteer all the time. Or understeer, sorry, and you're getting you're dragged out because of the rain. And even if you do have wet tyres on, I particularly don't think wet tyres help that much. They're not acting like slicks, are they? They're just to help you get around basically. But I think this track's is a tough one with the rain.
Yeah, I think it's a tough one as well because your front left takes a hammering here, so you really want to keep your brake ducts open to not cook your front left, but in these conditions you really want to keep your brake ducts closed to keep the temperature in there. And based on how wet the track is, I know it looks really wet, but I'll tell you what, I guarantee you that at least a quarter of the field is actually out on slicks and they've got them overinflated. Because these guys have got 2 mandatory pit stops, remember, over this 2-hour race. So there's absolutely nothing to stop these guys getting a bit brave because the track is wet, but it's only wet. It's not plus wet, so there's a bit of surface water. Well, yeah, that does look a bit scary going on and start filming straight on board with Michelle B there. But yeah, I would bet there's a couple of guys that have taken the chance and gone out on slicks and just put a bit more PSI in them because it will dry the track and it will help keep heat from the brakes if they're overinflated slightly. as we jump on board with Jimmy Boy Horn. We've got to look through the cars as well. There's a fair few Bentleys and Audis. A lot of people have taken the safe option tonight, apart from Jimmy Boy Horn, who's of course rocking his West Ham United colours. I can only assume that's West Ham United. Beautiful, beautiful looking Mercedes. But it is a brave man that drives that car on a good day, never mind a wet day down Barcelona. So I think he's maybe just showing off his driving prowess. Taking this out, Bailey. What do you think? Is this just a show of masculinity? I can drive this in the wet.
Well, it's funny to say that because I think I was reading the chat earlier. Some of them were asking, some of the drivers were asking, "Oh, which car's the best in the rain?" And a lot of people said the Audi, and that's why we've got a few Audis. I mean, Bentley is always very stable around the tracks. Probably same story in the wet. But choosing a Mercedes is, like you said, is probably just a bit of
it's a bold choice. It is a bold choice. The Bentley, of course, is famous for having the weight of 4 elephants, which is why the thing is so stable. I believe it's got a full mahogany bar in the back, based on the size and weight transfer. I'd imagine it's well stocked as well. Oh, as we see, a bit of a look going at the last turn. So I think flat track is going to get prime time view in here of Michelle B. Trying to take advantage of some wet time slipstream. Let's jump in with Michelle, see what type of camera we can get. Oh, the cameraman's playing tonight. So here they come along the start-finish straight into Elf, and then they'll be going round to Renault. Some fantastic cornering in this track. We see him lighting up the brakes. Oh, he's got a nice tight line. He's gone brave on that curve. I'll tell you what. Oh, he's been a bit brave on that one as well. But he's kept middle track here, so he'll be looking to cut inside if he can get close enough. So he'll be coming round Renault, looking to get into Rapso on the right hand side of the car in front if he can, but not too far back. So he's probably going to have to line that up for another lap. Wouldn't say there's any place between here and the start of Sector 3. There's certainly no place in Sector 3 you want to be making an overtake. That Banks de Dali, I've no idea how to pronounce that properly, to be honest. But it is a ridiculously difficult corner for throwing your car. This corner here obviously reminiscent to the Senna S's as they come along to Kamsa onto this bank straight. Now, we're going to stay on board here, okay? We'll have a look through this dreaded Sector 3. As the front of the field are pretty well spread out. So, as they're coming along to La Quexa, they come uphill. And you want to hit the curb on the right. You actually want to hit the curb on the left.
We do have a spinner, I'm sorry.
We've got a spinner. We have a spinner.
That, yeah, raw fooder.
Oh, raw fooder. Oh, yep, and he is, yep, he's got a fantastic view. Everybody coming, there we go.
Yeah, there was a three-way battle. Yep. And I'm not too sure if any contact was made, but they were very close, within 5/10 of each other.
Right, okay.
Fizzy Snuggles, your favourite driver, is on the back end of PSRT Jar Jar. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, let's jump the line there. But yeah, Fizzy Snuggles, I have had, I would say pleasure, but I never once saw the lad. But I did have a 45-minute race with him around the Hungaro ring, and he has some fairly decent pace, it is safe to say.
There we go.
And he's not shy of an overtake either, as Jar Jar defends, keeps it on the inside, says to Fizzy, if you want to take this place, you're going to have to go around the outside in the wet, and Fizzy says, thank you very much. And I'll tell you what, if Jar Jar gives this up along here, I will be very surprised, so we're going to stay on board. We'll jump on board with Jar Jar, as he'll be trying to... Oh, Fizzy's run wide. Fizzy's run wide. Jar Jar is applying the pressure, so this is going to be interesting. Coming into Sector 2, round the right hand, and and Jar Jar's got the inside line there, side by side. Saturday night SOP, kids, it does not get any better than this.
Fizzy Snuggles down
the inside, but he's going to cut him back. Oh, and wow. Jar Jar held off making contact there, absolutely magnificently. That is some serious driving from these midfield drivers. That just shows you the standard we've got here, Bailey. We've got guys battling for 10th
all across
in the wet. It is absolutely startling. Here we come along into the famous Sector 3, La Quexa up to Bank Sandoval, then into the rather imaginatively named Eurocar. Sector 3, strangely, the track's only been around since like 1991. It was a late development track. and it has been changed in its time several times. Sorry, 983. Sorry, 983 it was made. There's been 5 different iterations, and every single change has been made to Sector 3. So the original first 2 sectors have always been the same on this track. Sector 3 has been changed 6 times. And still to this day, if you ask anyone, oh, what do you think of Catalonia? Great track. Sector 3 is a nightmare.
Yes.
Yes, that's absolutely the resounding feelings of the driving community. But I personally love it. I can't wait. I'm actually racing tonight in one of the SOP races, in an endurance race tonight. So I will be racing directly after this one. And I could not be more excited about 2 hours in the rain at Barcelona. I'm telling you, it's going to be a treat.
I'm riding on board with AJ to the P because I was reading the chat, and Baggy, who was our Cup, is it? Oh, sugar. The Academy Cup race, well, event winner. He won the event.
Okay.
Well for Coach Dick Academy. Yes, and he's actually signed AJ to the P to his racing team, Indigo Lime, I think. Hence the bright colours.
Yes. So this is a bit
purple
of
and lime green.
Congratulations, yes. Baggy. Well done on winning that. Hello to everybody in the chat, by the way. Sorry, yet again, another lightning start from Motormouth V. Completely. Hello, everybody in the chat. Thank you, TSR Jimmy, I think it was, that was saying hi the last time I was on. I didn't get a chance to say. So everybody in the chat, say hello. Let me know you're watching. Let me know who's there. As we are indeed on board with AJ to the P, who has himself a magnificently comfortable lead after 5 laps of 8 seconds, which is pretty spectacular considering the conditions. We've got Racing Dutchman in 3rd, who has Mr. Death Zone keeping him honest, who has Berries keeping him honest. So the middle of the field here, Bailey. Sorry, I do apologise. I put my teeth in upside down this morning, and I haven't quite had the chance to put them back in correctly, so I apologise for tipping over my bottom lip so often. But the middle field, Bailey, very, 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 very close. This 3rd to 7th place, mate.
Extremely close, yes.
Yeah, there's going to be grandstand with 2 mandatory pit stops. I think you and I are going to struggle to catch a breath.
Oh, yeah, soon enough.
Yeah, with people popping in and out, trying to find fresh air. I did mean to get my magic sheet that tells me the pit loss time. I don't have it to hand because we were jumping back and forth with the microphones and things earlier on. But we are up and running on the racing, which is the most important thing. Like it says, mandatory pit stops. They're going to need to fuel. For a 2-hour race, you're going to need to take on a little bit of fuel. And in these conditions, you might be able to save some tyres, but if you're making mistakes and lighting up your rears too often, you are going to still wear through them. So a tyre change could well be on the card for some of these drivers. Guys like AJ, though, I would hasten to say, somebody of his talent, Racing Dutchman, these guys up at the top end, they probably could nurse a set to the end, but that could prove to be beneficial in the closing 25 minutes or so when they don't have the levels of grip. Well, I say levels of grip, Bailey. Short of getting themselves a few canoe paddles. I'm not sure there is much more they can do to get grip at this time. So we're on board with Berries. He's actually closing in on Mr. Death Zone in that Ferrari.
Oh, wow.
His little post, so yeah.
Yeah, so Mr. catching up to Racing Dutchman all of a sudden, and now he's defending against the Porsche.
Yeah, so yeah, and he's weaving left to right to try and get rid of that shake off the slipstream as they come into turn 1. Known as Elf, no idea why. I'd love to find out the reason. If anybody in the chat can find out the reason as to why turn 1 at Catalonia is called Elf, I'd love to know. As we are just coming out of Renault towards Repsol with these two fantastically close to one another, well within half a second. What we're talking here, 3/10 between the two of them coming out here. So I think this could be a case of the Porsche lining up the Ferrari. He knows he's quicker around here, he's keeping up with them very easily, so he's just going to look for a corner where he knows he's got that little bit extra pace and look to pop past them. Probably going to wait till the start-finish straight, Bailey. I mean, listen, this is here, there's not many overtaking opportunities, but yeah, start-finish straight, I think.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, he's not rushing. By the way, like how I'm watching him race around the track, he doesn't seem to be rushing. But he does seem to want to get the job done, and hopefully he seems to have the pace to get it done on the start finish, like you said. If he can just stick with him now through the rest of the dreaded sector 3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's holding on there nicely.
Yeah, he's much closer.
Yeah,
Much.
he really
There's a
is.
battle.
Less than
There's a
3
huge
tenths. He's
battle
also got a
behind
band. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there is a bit of a three-way going on there as well as Michelle B and Flat Track. Flat Track will be hanging in there. You were telling me before the stream, Bailey, he has got to turn the pace on him at certain tracks. He has been going to turn it on, but can be a bit hot and cold. And which battle do we watch now? So we've got these two, right? So here comes Berries along the start straight with that battle in the background.
Yes,
Is Berries
keep an
going to
eye
get the
out,
move
keep an
done? No, he's
I'd
not.
say so.
He's definitely going to go for it. Is he going to go for it? I don't think he is. I don't
No,
think
he's
he is.
far back.
No, he's
Too
held
far
back. Wow, so he's held back.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on the back then.
Yeah, Pit Michelle B. So Michelle B is still hanging right in there, and Flat Track's well within a second. So he is definitely keeping both of these guys on it. So Michelle B, at the moment, Michelle B can only be thinking all-out attack. He's
Mr. Desto! Mr. Desto's in the wall. He's in the wall.
Oh, he's in the wall. Oh, no, Ferrari down. Oh, nothing worse than a Ferrari down as Berries goes through.
Oh, Flat Track and Mr. Desto. No,
there we go. Flat Track,
going
Mr.
side by
Desto. Side by side.
He's going to be carrying a fair bit of damage on that. He hit the wall heavy.
Oh,
Whether it was a snap and the wall collected him, I'm not too sure. Not 100%. If someone in the chat can tell me if you're watching a stream or something like that.
Yes. Back contact there. Oh, chaps now. Deep breath. Let's just all remember we need to get to the end. So Mr. Deathzone with a big bump, big boozer there. With Berries now in that Porsche. Now Berries has shown enough pace to be quicker than Mr. Deathzone. So now he's got the free track. You've got to think he's going to leave this bar between Pit Michelle B and Mr. Deathzone behind him, and Mr. Deathzone has again gone off. So Flat Track was the original battle. Mr. Deathzone's now popped his nose in there, leaving Pitja and Michelle B coming round the chicane RACC into New Holland to finish their 9th lap, Bailey.
9th lap? Whoa, okay. Yeah,
exactly. That's just what's been going on here.
Shot to the system.
Indeed. Hello to Chris Williams, hello to Jude. Hi Jude, how are you? Hello to Grins, hello to Baggy, hello to Rockefeller Racing. The Happy Lana, hello, how are you? That's everyone that I can see in the chat so far. If there's anybody else there, say hello. We've got another hour and 40 minutes of this. As AJ to the P is once again shown that he is the alpha male of the group, even though the livery on that Bentley might suggest otherwise. It is certainly, I think garish. We'll go with garish. It certainly catches your attention, yes. Really. That is a striking combination of purple and green right there. Lord Megatron, how are you? Top of the day to you as well, my good man. Lord Megatron does sound in real life like he actually might be Lord Megatron, by the way. If you've ever had the pleasure of racing against that guy, just let him go past. It's not worth it. Just let him through. It's all good. He will, unleash the Decepticons. Racing Dutchman. I've also shared the track with this guy. Very quick in the Bentley. Taking the safe option, I feel, AJ to the P and Racing Dutchman. I'm going to have to call you out on that. For guys of your calibre to be taken, guys like me, I will, of course, Bailey, be in the Ferrari later on. Hashtag just saying chaps. As Berry's in the Porsche, now there's a man with real cojones there driving a Porsche in the weather in Catalonia, and he's doing well as well. He's doing well as well. He's strangely dropped half a second off the Racing Dutchman since he got the clear track in front of him. So he is maybe just managing his tyres and looking to run them the full length of the race perhaps, given that he's got a bit of free track. Someone that doesn't have free track behind him, of course, is Michelle B. Pit J. How were we pronouncing that for this evening? We just call him Pit 22.
Yeah,
Pit 22 sounds good to me. If anybody knows in the chat how to pronounce that, back of the crew. Prozac Gaming, hello, how you doing? Thanks for joining in on Saturday night. This is of course the SOP 2-hour Barcelona soggy endurance race. Jump on Discord, give us a like, give us a subscribe, you get notifications. There's another race right after this. So after 2 hours of this, there's another 2-hour race after this with more commentators and more awesome racing. So your Saturday night is absolutely sorted. Sit back, crack open a beer, get a Jack Daniels, get a coffee, whatever your favourite tipple is, and enjoy the on-track antics of this one.
Absolutely. And actually, Raven, if you want to, because there's a bit of I can sort of manage the gap between each car. If you want to pop up the sprint calendar for the viewers, we can talk about the sprint series, which is starting on Monday. And
okay.
what's exciting about that for me is, obviously, other than the fact that I'm going to be commentating on it, is it's such a short event in terms of the calendar. 6 races, that's all we got. There are trophies involved, so you're fighting for a real championship. It was really good last season, with some incredible races. The tracks this second season completely different. And we are revisiting Zandvoort and Misano, but the rest different. So it's going to cause some problems for some drivers, because 40 minutes, I think it is, a sprint series. Very quick race. Doesn't sound long. It sounds long, sorry, but in terms of these GT3 cars, and when it's compiled into one, it doesn't take long to cause some battles. And if you don't know about it, talk to the drivers that were competing in season 1. They loved it, I'm sure. If you're in the chat as well, just let us know. But very excited for that. That's Monday.
Yeah, going to be honest, massively looking forward to that myself as well, Bailey. I have been doing my homework and checking back on some of the races, checking up with some of these drivers, so I'm at least semi-competent. But yeah, the track: Zandvoort, Misano, Hungaroring, Suzuka, Kailami and Barcelona. So yeah, that is going to be an absolutely epic season. Zandvoort, Misano, Suzuka, Kailami, fantastic tracks. Absolutely massive fucking to all of them. So yeah, make sure you all tune in for that Monday night. Pro Series, prizes, trophies galore. These guys really want to win. And yeah, like Bailey was saying, a 40-minute sprint race, that is a lot of time for plenty of action, I can assure you. I do a 45-minute race myself once a week, and yeah, absolutely fantastic little sprint series. And there's no pit stops in those races, I believe.
No, it's just straight out
just
driving.
A straight 40-minute sprint, bang, away we go.
Yeah, which is the best part.
Yes,
but
exactly.
Like I said, the trophies, when I say trophies, I don't mean like plastic stuff. I mean, we've got some of the best looking trophies I think I've ever seen. They are really, really nice. And yeah, I mean, we got the Pro, the Am and the Silver all sorted, and they're all going to be very exciting to watch. So definitely keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, I believe I'm allowed to reveal which races will be streamed this year. Yeah, so
Sure.
This year, ladies and gentlemen, for all you guys entering the pros and the arms and stuff, all 3 categories of race will be streamed this season. So it won't all be the pros. So if you're in the arms or whatever, let your mates know, because you will be getting streamed as well, and you will have the dulcet tones of Bailey and myself guiding you to victory, perhaps. So it's not just the pros that we will be streaming on our channel this year. So all the more incentive to get that practice in, join the leagues, get on board, jump over to Discord, give us a subscribe, get on Twitter, you know what to do, troops. Who else have we got in the chat? MSX1978, hello. Medium rain, low temperature. Right, okay. There we go, we've got inside info there. It's medium rain with a low temperature track, really. So, oh, in fact, yeah, we can see it's got 12 degrees. Wow, I hadn't even looked at that.
That's gone down. That's gone down.
That has absolutely plummeted. That could encourage a few pit stops, actually.
Sorry, Raven. Jim Boy Horn's had an off.
Oh.
Quite a big off, and he's still driving now. I think. Do you know what? I saw yellow flags in the final turn.
Right, okay.
And it must have been Jim Boy Horn. He's just been passed by the Bentley. Must have been a back marker. He must be a back marker. But Yeah, so he's gonna have to pit with that bonnet damage. He's got quite a significant damage.
Mr. Deathzone has pitted, so we'll have for the driver pitted.
Ooh. Oh,
So there
and we have
and
another
we've got
off.
a yellow flag. And that looks like Stefan. Please hold your brakes, big fella. Good lad. There we go.
I wonder if the track temperature is dropped quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's taking some drivers by surprise. They're concentrating on getting the lines correct, and they're not concentrating on the fact that maybe their tyres are being cooled quicker than they want them to be.
Yeah. Although another reason I'm grateful to be commentating tonight is I'm going to get a first-hand view of what drivers are doing for my race straight after it. So thank you lads for making all these mistakes for me to learn from. I really appreciate that. But yeah, given we're 13 laps in and given the conditions, I'm quite surprised we haven't seen more incidents. So these guys are definitely doing really well keeping these things on track. And Ace Tune comes out the pit, so he's taken his first mandatory pit stop as well. In fact, I think he took that the previous lap. So we've now got 2 drivers that are pitted, and Jim Boy Horn is coming in, I would venture, to get that damage fixed. So he might be in there for a little bit of time. I'd imagine he's probably going to put more pressure on his tyres as well, Bailey.
Yeah, and so yeah.
Hey, we've got D-Struck joining in. D-Struck, driving home, listening to the race. Oh, Bud, thank you very much. I appreciate you joining in, mate. Are you racing? I believe you're racing this evening. Yeah, there's quite a few of my little friends have all joined in. They're all going to join in tonight's race. So
Cool.
what we won't be doing is driving as quick as AJ to the P, who's now 15 seconds.
15 seconds.
15
I mean,
seconds.
Can that gap get any bigger? I don't know.
I mean, you're talking, that's a second a lap, easy. That's easily a second a lap.
100%.
That he's taking out these guys. And the rest of these guys are no slouches. Racing Dutchman is no slouch behind the wheel. Neither is Berry, and I'll tell you, neither is Fizzy Snuggles. That guy's got a bit of pace about him. He's maybe been caught out by the conditions, but he's definitely no slouch either. He was miles in a way. I'm pretty sure he did win. Or did he disconnect near the end because of a crash? Can't remember, but he definitely took pole position by a considerable margin. And he's back in 7th place. Of course, involved in that incident, what was that, lap 3 I believe it was, Bailey, when he took one in the rear quarter panel, which is never fun on a Saturday night, which sent him off track with a couple other drivers. So it has given him some clear track, and I would venture that he will get out the pits on his first pit stop ahead of Mr. Deathzone and Ace Tuned, as Jimmy Boy Horn is only just coming back out. So that was almost a full lap he was in for. So I'm going to say that was a tyre change and damage that he's got himself repaired there. As we're going to jump back on board with pit, it doesn't matter how much we dance around the field, Bailey. These 2 guys are holding hand in hand. They are singing in the rain and they are inseparable. We see that, he's having a look a bit inside.
Making moves, nearly.
Yeah, and there we go, nice and close. Oh, look at
that Bentley is bullying the Audi.
It really is.
There's no. Oh wow, it's so big compared.
Yeah, it really is. To see that in your rear view mirror.
Yeah,
no can't be the most fun. Can't be the most fun. Oh, he's been forced to go up the inside. Has he overcooked it though? Yes, he has. Yeah. Very respectfully holding his brakes.
Oh, is that flat track?
Flat track, but flat track's managed to get through. So yeah, Pitsy, well done to him there. He realised that he'd made a mistake and did his best to try and avoid the other drivers, but Michelle B will be absolutely delighted. Yeah, to have a bit of clear air front and back of that poor little Audi. But now that does give flat track the interesting issue of having our good friend Pit 22 behind him. And given the pace these 3 drivers that are showing, I would venture that Michelle B will be a lot closer to flat track come the end of this lap, really.
Yep. And flat track is in the Lexus, which someone earlier on said that was possibly or the best car in the wet. So, I mean,
the Lexus, right? Actually, yes, I have had that as well. Now I think about it, yes, Kane.
You're right.
Friend from down under.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, in fact, you may well have been part of that conversation, Bailey.
Yeah,
So,
I
yes,
think so.
there we go. Yes, I think you were. Yes, we were discussing that. Kane does drive the Lexus, driving it well this season. He's got himself joint top of the league at 9. Go on, Kane. So he's doing fantastically well in his Lexus. And Flat Track's doing okay in his Lexus. He's got himself up in the top 5, albeit with other people's errors, but the important thing is he's kept it on the track, kept it going, was involved in an incident. I think he did suffer slightly from the incident the Fizzy Snuggle was involved in.
Yeah, I think
and
so.
then he's got him back on track, and then a couple of other issues have reeled him back into a very nice 5th position. And it seems to me that Pitt, I don't know if Pitt's carrying a bit of damage, but I did expect him to be a lot closer. He seems to be, he's only gained about a 10th over this lap, and considering how much he was holding on to the rear end of Michelle B, yeah, I thought he would have been a lot closer to Pitt. Well, let's see what type of exit he gets on the last turn as they come through this last chicane. All 3 cars now into the New Holland last turn onto the last straight. Pitt really needs to get the foot down. Oh, and the little wiggle on the rear. He was going for it there. Normally looks so flat coming out of that corner, but he's feeling that he's dropping off the back here, and he is. He's dropped another 2/10 to Flat Track, who himself isn't quite making inroads on Michelle B yet, so Michelle B will definitely be happy with that 1.5 second gap as opposed to the 3/10 of a gap that he had. And Flat Track, I'm sure, is grateful that Pitt's struggling to catch back up with him, Bailey.
Yeah, just a little bit. But Flat Track, he wasn't extremely quick before he got past the Bentley, but he seems to be just sandwiched in the middle. He's not going any quicker, but he's not falling off, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he could be carrying a lot more fuel for this first stint, couldn't he?
Possibly. We'll have missed an overtake. Look at 90. I'm not sure if he made a mistake because Raw Fodder was about a second behind him, and he's now suddenly 2.6 seconds ahead. So I think Luca may have had a slight error in sector 3, which has let Raw Fodder. I'm going to call him Raw Fodder. I'm not sure what Raw Fodder is entirely. We'll go with Raw Fodder. It sounds much better. So he has definitely said thank you very much, and he is now making the most of some clear track himself, hoping to catch up to Stefan, who did himself have a little spin. He didn't make contact with the wall, which is always the primary aim.
It's the best thing to do.
Absolutely. As we see Jar Jar. Now Jar Jar was a lot higher up earlier in that post, but again he was involved in the battle with Fizzy Snuggles. It was a bit of a coming and playing together. So he now seems to have dropped off slightly, as Fizzy Snuggles is a fair bit off the back of Pitchy, who is definitely dropping off the Flat Track. So Flat Track is absolutely pulling away, and I'll tell you what, he's gained half a second.
Oh, he has. Wow.
He has gained half a second on Michelle. As we see Michelle running wide into turn 2 and to the second, we'll call that the second apex in turn 1 there. So he's having little mistakes here, so I wonder if his tyres are causing him problems. The track is holding at a steady 12 degrees, which is pretty much North Sea temperatures.
It could be getting cooler though, because I don't know if you've noticed, but it's pitch black. I didn't really notice it, but they got the lights on now, and it's getting darker, so maybe we could start seeing the night temperature, sort of.
Well, yeah, we can definitely see the ambient temperature drop if this gets to the night time. To be fair, I'd say 12 degrees is probably nighttime temperature in Barcelona.
Yeah.
But yeah, for drama's sake, the game may take us a little colder. But let's face it, I'm not going to be adverse to it, and it gives me a great heads up for the race later on. So, happy days all round from our position, Bailey.
Oh yeah.
As
Happy
AJ to the P. Well, now AJ to the P has obviously struggled in his last lap. He's only 17.8 seconds ahead, which means he's below his 1 second per lap.
He was 18 actually.
Oh, he was 18, right? Okay, so I wonder if the Dutchman's maybe putting the foot down.
Possibly. Saying that, to back that point up, it's 20 seconds.
20
but
seconds now. Sorry, AJ.
He's pulling away from Berry now, with 9 seconds the gap. So I don't know.
Right, okay, so Dutchman to Berry, yeah, 9 seconds. Yeah, Berry's doing well in that Porsche, keeping himself in the podium hunt, definitely. Michelle B's gained a bit of time on flat track. He's got back to 1.2 and pits at 1.2. So these three are definitely in this race for the long haul. It'll be interesting to see undercut, overcut pit strategy, because they do have 2 mandatory pit stops. We'll have seen in other events, Bailey, drivers taking both pit stops within 3 laps.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Yes.
And going for the long run.
Yes, so they'll come in, do the first pit stop, do an out lap, come back in, do a pit stop, and then that's the both pit stops done. And it's what in fact I think AJ might have done that in one of the races I watched, with Simon commentating and someone else as well might have tried it. The racing Dutchman. The Dutchman was definitely involved in the race I saw. With someone using their 2 pit stops very, very, very close together, and it worked to great effect for them as well. So that may well be something to see, because that could definitely help with the tyre temperature, rather than having to worry about too many outlaps. Not too many outlaps, but spreading your outlaps out, get them done.
Yeah.
Have one dodgy-ish middle section and concentrate on the rest of the race.
Yeah.
At the moment, and there we go, Jimmy Boy Horn is back in the pits.
Back in the pits.
So he's back in the pits, so this will be... Sorry, excuse me. That cup of tea went down the wrong way. Jimmy Boy Horn is back in the pits, so this will be his 2nd pit stop, and we've got a yellow flag.
Raw Fuda. Oh, and he's
On his
in.
left. So Raw Fodder has had enough of the rainy conditions. As we jump back on at the start of lap 20 with Flat Track, who is still in 5th place and is now again less than a second behind Michelle B, but he's given himself a nice gap. So I'm going to say that Pit 22 has had another mistake or issue, because he's now almost 2.5 seconds off a flat track. Michelle B hasn't shown any extra pace at the moment. He's still the same distance behind Berries, so yeah, I think Pit 22 is perhaps struggling in the wet, and he could well find himself being chased down by Fizzy Snuggles, as Fizzy Snuggles just comes round this section that Pit 22 is entering. So this is definitely going to be one to watch, if we can take our eyes off Flat Track and Michelle B, that is.
That is true.
Who are definitely closing in on Berries, by the way. I've just seen Berries have a little issue there after cursing the commentator, Bailey.
Okay, yeah.
After talking him up, he's had a little error now. And Michelle B's just taking another half a second, so this is definitely getting interesting.
It is getting interesting, and I'm trying to search the internet frantically for how long the pit stop will take. So if anyone can tell me in the comments what you think around about the pit stop will be for a car, because if AJ can extend and extend and extend, he could get out in the lead. You know?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I mean, not that he probably would anyway, wouldn't he? I don't know, to be honest with you. It depends
well, 23
on...
seconds. If he's changing tyre, that's instantly 30 seconds, and I'm sure stop at this track is something like 26 or 28 seconds. It's not the longest. So yeah, anybody in the chat, hello that guitar dude, how are you? Just stopped by, conditions look better out. Can't read that, so it's slightly too far away. I don't know my glasses. But yeah, hi guitar dude. Let's find some track times, people. Pit stop delays. What exactly is the pit stop delay at Catalonia? I do have a chart which I've got saved to my phone, which I'm frantically trying to find. But as with technology, nothing ever saves in the place you're looking for it.
Nope.
They say these things due to make your life better, but no, definitely not. This flat track is now within half a second. Oh, and he's now 1.1. So he's dropped off. So the dreaded Sector 3 has given Michelle B some space. It's given Pit 22 a look back into the back of flat track. So we'll jump back on road with Pit. So these three guys are definitely keeping each other honest. And the slightest error by one of them puts them into the grasp of another. So Michelle B, really, he needs to get some clean laps here, get himself a bit of space and try and get onto the back of Berries while Flat Track and Pit 22 battle this out, which I think they're going to be doing coming into the home straight.
Apparently, total time loss with tyre changes 68 seconds.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Wow.
Yep. So you're about
Okay.
20 odd seconds to drive through the pit stop, because as soon as you get into the pit lane, obviously you've got the pit limiter. You've got to come to a stop, 30 seconds to change the tyres, and then drive out the pit lane very slowly.
Yes, very.
It needs to be said, this is one of the best pit lanes there is. When you look
Yes.
at things like Spa, that's
Oh,
practically a race on its own. I believe the time loss in a pit stop at Spa is a week and a half. And they do hand out packed lunches as
On
you
the
drive
way.
by, just to keep you going. So yeah, make sure you pick up a packed lunch the next time you're pitting at Spa. As we look at AJ to the P, and I'm going to venture that it is getting slightly dark. So the after racing in the
And
wet
it
at
doesn't
night.
seem to be raining anymore.
Well, I'm not sure if that's just because we can't see it, but
See it.
at the top of the screen.
It says, you're right.
Yes, it does. Yeah, and for the next 15
Oh, no,
minutes,
yeah,
does
it
say
is
the
raining.
will
It
be
is
falling.
raining,
So,
yeah.
oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, we've definitely got rain shining over that beautiful purple. It almost looks like something. I mean, I know I was having a joke about that earlier, but you've got to love those colours. It is almost the Joker from Batman. You know what I mean? All you need is a big red
That is
smile on
very-
there, and
yes,
you know what I
yes.
mean? That's full Joker from Batman material right there.
Oh, yeah.
So,
If Indigo Line, this team is serious about their drivers, they got AJ to the P and Baggy. I think possibly the strongest team I've ever seen.
I would venture that is the case. Yes, those
Yeah,
two
that's
are just what we like to call alien pace, Bailey. The type of thing
Oh,
that you and I can
100%.
only dream about. Sorry, not can
Oh,
only. The type of
100%.
thing you and I do dream about.
Yes.
As you sit down at your rig in the morning with your cup of tea and you think, today's the day. And 4 hours later you think, no, I've had a lot of fun, but today wasn't the day. And
Yeah.
So here we go. Oh, and there's a bit of a wiggle from Flat Track in that Lexus. As Pitt has once again dropped back off and Flat Track is back on the back of Michelle B. And Berries is definitely within 100 distance as well now. So the gap to Michelle B, sorry, while we've been talking, so Michelle B has cut the gap from 2.6 to 1.3 seconds to Berries. Flat Track is now 7/10 off of the back of Michelle B, and Pit 22 is almost 3 seconds off that group. So the group of 3 has changed from Michelle B, Flat Track and Pit 22 to Flat Track, Michelle and Berries.
Wow.
So yeah, this is going to be some interesting battle as a Porsche takes on an Audi, takes on a Lexus in the wet. Now if you're a betting man, Bailey, I know which car you're not betting on at this point, but if you can drive that Porsche,
Yes.
you can make great things happen. So
Absolutely. You just watching this. It's funny watching the. Oh,
and Berries has made a mistake in Michelle B. Oh, and Michelle B's on the back round. That's giving Flat
It's
Track and
Flat
on
Track.
Wow, here we go. Oh,
Lots
we've
of
got, oh yes, we said that now. Obviously, Berries is going to lose pace there because he was on the curb, so he's absolutely going to lose out on this straight. Big time. That curb in the wet is not some place you want to be
Oh,
planting
my.
your foot early.
no! Flat Track. No way. So he's tried to go for the move there. He's tried to send it. He's tried to take 2 cars in one sector, basically, in one straight. Sorry.
And absolutely.
And he's lost 3 places because of that. That's horrid.
Wow. So Pit
that was
22 is now back in top 5.
In front.
Yeah, so
Oh
this is
my.
going to update in a second. So it's going to update massively to Berries back in 3rd and Michelle B in 4th. Pit 22 is going to be in 5th, and Flat Track is going to drop back to 6th any second now once the board. And I'll tell you what, the timing board might not be accurate for very long,
Berries
because
going for
Michelle
the
B
move.
is showing zero respect to that Porsche in the wet.
Sorry,
Thank you
Michelle.
very much. He has absolutely got the job done before he even get to that apex. He just
Oh,
needs
yeah.
to have a nice clean apex here, That's beautifully done. Don't mess up this apex here this time. There we go. Learned his lesson from 3 laps ago and absolutely nails that beautifully to put Berries back into 4th place.
Yeah, outstanding drive from the Audi driver, picking his line and the right moment, and that was the perfect moment.
Absolute textbook. Absolute textbook. And that's now put Berries into a position that he's not been in for the first 22 laps of the race, and he is now a sandwich. And I'll tell you what it's also done, is brought our good friend Pit 22 right back into this race with flat track really suffering after that move he tried to pull. Whether it was legit or not, we don't know. Could have been a locking up. I didn't see it myself, but he has cost himself big time with that one. He is now 3.5 seconds off of the 5th position he was holding. And I'll tell you what, that 5th position is definitely not decided by any means at the moment, Bailey.
No, not at all. Yeah, I mean, who's that? The Bentley in 5th is showing 5 tenths off the back of Berries. So yeah, so that's another move to be made. I think I wouldn't be surprised if we see flat track's gone off again in the same corner. So is that a braking problem? I don't know. I'm not too sure. But I can imagine we see him pit now.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. And sometimes it's good to pit. If you're having a bad couple of corners, it's good just to pit and collect your thoughts. Reset, I say we see these two coming around this corner. We see a lot of lights.
Yes.
As they go side by side, and you're absolutely right. The move will be made. Oh, so he's got in front. He just needs to do exactly what Michelle B did the last lap, and that's Berries.
Cut the nose off and
2 laps on the trot. Exactly the same move he's been on the receiving end of there. So to go from 3rd to 4th, that has been quite the downfall. It's AJ to the P. Again, race leader gets 0 camera time here because there's just too much interesting stuff going on elsewhere. Sorry AJ, you're doing magnificently. So far in the lead, I think you might actually win the 2nd split race as well. We've got the Racing Dutchman who is in 2nd place very comfortably. The reason he's very comfortably in 2nd place is because Michelle B, Pit 22, Berries 150 and Flat Track 98 are having an absolute ding-dong battle for 3rd place.
Which we are not
almost impossible to keep up with. So if we're doing any of these drivers injustice, if you're watching the stream, we're sorry. Hi everyone in the chat. Marky Mark, hello, how are you? Anybody else new in the chat? Don't say any newer names, but say hello. We will say hi. Good afternoon. And I'll tell you what as well, it's gone unnoticed here. Do you see what I see, Bailey? Fizzy Snuggles has 1 less pit stop than anyone else. So he's pitted.
Yes.
Oh, and connection failure. Hey.
Okay,
so give me 2 seconds to
get the pretty background on.
Yeah, let's have a pretty background, kids. What pretty background do we want? Well, we'll have a look. Tell you what, let's look at there's how you can follow us, most importantly. So there's all the information that you need to follow us to get involved. Be a racer yourself. Follow on Twitter, follow the tweets, join in Discord, join in for the banter, join in for the laugh, help us get to 1,000 members. And of course you're on YouTube. SOP Motorsports couldn't connect, connection failure, disconnected. Okay. If there's anybody in the chat that's watching any of the current racer streams, could you let me know if any of them have been kicked out? Because I unfortunately barely have that little red notice at the bottom of the game that says disconnected, bud. So
best thing to do, just
restart.
It happened to me before, yeah.
So
but we do have a bit of radio commentary now for you guys.
Yes.
Ace Tuned has cleared his pit stops, so he's gone green, and he has no pit stops left. The highest person or driver, to have done the least amount of pit stops is Fizzy Snuggles, like you said, with the one completed. Flat Track's in, so Flat Track is in on lap 26.
Okay.
Oh, and we have a huge battle. We have a huge battle with back again with how are we saying the Bentley's name again?
Pit 22. No.
Pit 22.
Pit
There you
22,
go.
There we go.
Yeah, he's been pressurized by Berries in the Porsche, and he's Pit 22 is pressurizing Michelle B. So this is chaotic. 5 tenths separate all 3 cars going through the final sector.
Never let it be said that the racing sim gods don't have a sense of humour, Bailey. Every time we disconnect, suddenly the action absolutely kicks off.
Yes.
And I could not be pushing my X button any quicker to get loaded back into the race.
Oh, and Pit 22 goes wide in the final corner. He's trying to get the grip. He's got the grip. He's fighting back. Berries, though, is now, wait for it to load, 3 tenths behind.
Wow.
But the Bentley is a lot quicker than the Porsche to straight, I think. I might be proven wrong, though. No, Berries is going to make the move. No, he's going to hang back and wait probably for the next 2 sectors or so. And the gap is now 1 second to Michelle B. So the Bentley's concentrating on the nippy Porsche behind. That seems to want the... Oh, wow. Bentley got his sideways, but caught it. Very good driving.
Okay, so we're loaded back in. So if you are joining us,
Cool.
that is you are listening to Bailey giving us the radio commentary because we did have some issues.
Go, go, go.
And I'm just quickly trying to... Why will that disappear now? Come on, technology. Give me half a break, please. There we go! Guess who's back? That's right, we are back. So... Let me just find the button here. There we go. So... This battle here then, Bailey. So pit 22 is in 4th. Berries is down to 5th.
Yep.
So in the last 4 laps, Berries lost. He's lost a place pretty much every lap. So yeah, like you were saying, yeah, that's been a big mover there. With Fizzy Snuggles hunting him down now. Fizzy has pitted, as we said. So yep, as you were pointing out, he has taken one of his pit stops. So he is looking pretty good. Jar Jar hasn't pitted yet, so he is going to get caught up by Mr. Death Zone, who will be hoping to make amends for his mistake earlier on. Stefan had a mistake, he's still holding in 9th. We've got Flat Track who's down in 10th. Is he coming back in the pits? Well, there we go. I did say earlier to you, Bailey, that we would have drivers doing their lap. No, you're fine, doing their pit stops back to back.
Back to back,
and
yeah.
there you go, Flat Track is exactly using that strategy right there. Sorry, Bailey, you were about to say before I jumped all over you, buddy.
I was going to say something happened, but I think the Porsche was the angle I was watching it at. The Porsche took the chicane, and it looked like he was going to spin.
Right, okay.
But he didn't.
Optical illusion.
Yes.
As we're on board with Pit 22 now, who is
7 tenths.
again 7 tenths, hanging off the back of Michelle B with Berries. If he can get a bit more consistency, he could catch up. And obviously, we've got Fizzy Snuggles, who is in a decent position. He's going to catch a lot of these boys in the pits. So he has been putting in some good quick laps. I'm going to put that out there now. Anyone in the chat, say hi in the chat. Servers are playing it earlier. The Wordjicks, if you're right, that the servers have been problematic, shall we say. But say hi in the chat if you're still watching. Thanks for hanging in there. We are almost an hour into the race. We have had spins, turns, overtakes, drama, breath holding, cheek clenching, the whole works, Bailey.
Oh yeah, everything. And it's in the rain.
It's in the rain. At night, how much more could you love it?
And even worse, the temperature's now dropped to 11 degrees Celsius. So it's going down.
It really is. So this really is now a proper test of what these drivers can do. As we see a bit of a mistake from Pit 22.
And he's got the move done. Michelle's got the move done.
Yes, he has. No, Michelle was in front. He got it back, so he made a mistake there. I think Pitt had to jam on the brakes to avoid contact.
Yeah, I'm watching it back now, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's exactly what happened there as they're coming into this last chicane very close. So I think it's, oh, and he's run wide. I was just about to say it's an absolute no-brainer. Pit 22 is going to get the move done. Michelle B's gone in the pits. So there we go, she did get the move done. Michelle's gone in the pits. So Berries will go up a place. Fizzy Snuggles. Well, Fizzy, where is he? No, so he's coming along sector 3, so he really needs to get the foot down through the dreaded sector 3. Is he close enough? Michelle B, okay, so Michelle B has stopped. AJ to the P still massively in the lead. He hasn't pitted yet. Racing Dutchman still to pit as he comes past a back marker Porsche, which I'm going to mention is Jar Jar. So he's already quite far up the field. Pit 22 is in third. Berries is in fourth, with Michelle B still stationary in the pits as Fizzy Snuggles comes round the last bend. So here we go, Michelle B is still stationary, so I was right. Fizzy Snuggles has put in an absolute heroic middle stint, and he's caught back up as, so here comes Michelle B as someone else is coming to the pits, Flat Track. So Flat Track's coming into the pits for his second pit stop.
Isn't that his third?
Is that
no!
Oh, it's a stop go for Michelle! Michelle's got himself a stop go for speeding in the pit lane. Oh. Now that's absolutely going to put a crimp in his dancing plans for Saturday night.
Oh, I tell you what, actually, Flat Track has only now cleared his
second mandatory. Yeah.
But I'm 99% sure he's been in 3 times now.
Right, okay.
So maybe he
perhaps
didn't
he had
clear.
a problem the first time.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And he has just had a problem coming out the pits there, and he's now got himself rear view mirror through the course.
In the Lexus.
So Michelle B, got the feel for this guy, involved in some of the best battles we've seen in this first 56 minutes of racing. He's got himself a stop-go penalty, which means he is going to go into the pits another twice. And that is going to absolutely devastate his finishing position as Berries is coming into the pits to clear his first mandatory stop.
If Fizzy Snuggles pits now and Michelle pits now, isn't he cleared?
Well, yeah. So if Fizzy Snuggles pits now, he will be clear of his mandatory pit stop. So he's got a big decision here, Bailey. You're right.
And 30 seconds extra added to that time for Michelle.
Yep.
So he's going to have that. Yeah, he's going to jump. Well, if he played it right.
Right. So he stayed out. He stayed out. So he's going to overtake Berries. He's going to take fourth. And both of those drives are going to have one pit stop left. And the car behind is reversing. Why would you reverse in the pits? I'm not sure why that's happening.
Probably not picking up the. Oh, Michelle's in the pits.
So Michelle has come in. So now Michelle, I'm not sure what happens here. Guys in the chat, can you quickly? Oh, Johnny Bizzett, hello. Mr. Flynn, hello. Thank you for tuning in. Somebody give me a clue. If he stops, for his stop go, can he then wait and clear his mandatory as well?
No, I know that.
No, right, okay, so he can't. As Fizzy Snuggles. Oh, I tell you what, it's going to be a battle between Fizzy Snuggles and Berries. Come the end of the race. Berries has come out.
They've got,
they've got a pit stop done each, and Fizzy is in the lead. So they've got one. So Fizzy is ahead of Berries. He has put in a magnificent second middle stint because they've both pitted once, and Fizzy is in the lead on track. So he is ahead of Berries. So Berries getting caught up in all those little dramas, all those battles, and he's now got another car behind him. Right, so that's a back marker, so we don't have to worry about that. So so Fizzy Snuggles has done the job he needed. Got involved in an incident early, got into the pits, got the head down, and he's got himself back up to 4th place. I think that might be as high as he can get just because... Oh, well, no one's saying that. No, these guys have still got 2 pit stops, Bailey. Oh, this is going to get interesting, my friend.
So the top 3 are the only... So, are the top 3 all thinking the same thing? So it's halfway point, sort of, in about 2 minutes. Are they gonna do what you said, which is pit twice? Which means what exactly?
Well, so basically, it is there's 2 ways of doing it. You've got when you come into the pits, the lap that you're on is called the in lap. When you leave the pits, that's called an out lap. You can easily come into the pits, leave the pits, and then come back in. I believe that is allowed. If not, you can certainly just do 1 more lap. So you can get both your pit stops done within a 3-lap window. Now effectively what that does is, it means you've got your out lap tyres for less time. In these conditions it's going to be really hard to get your tyres back up to temperature. So what's the point in struggling for 4 laps twice when you could struggle for 3 laps once? So that can help with tyre temperature as the top 3 Racing Dutchmen. So here we go, lap 31, Racing Dutchman's in the pits. And I'll tell you what, pit 22 is coming around the last chicane. And he's coming in the pit, so the top 3 have pitted. So Fizzy Snuggles, he is going to close the gap on these guys massively. I don't think he's going to catch them because he is just coming to the end of sector 2 at the moment. So I
They
do
just
think
stayed out, or have these guys, they're able to pit where they were because AJ is about to lap them? Like, do you know what I mean? With the top 3?
yeah, I think so.
Ooh.
Sorry. Oh no. Oh wait a minute. Sorry, Billy. We've got another
Another
stop go penalty.
Michelle, again.
Oh,
Oh no,
right.
no. It's a reminder.
It's a reminder he's got 2 laps left to take it. Right, okay. So, Fizzy Snuggles, and I'll tell you what, Fizzy Snuggles, I'm sure I might have mentioned him before the stream.
Yep.
He
You're
is,
halfway
pit,
through,
so pit
not over
22
yet.
is still in the pits, and Racing Dutchman is just coming out. So, Fizzy Snuggles is on the start-finish straight, and Racing Dutchman is just coming round the elf corner. So, Fizzy Snuggles has absolutely put in a heroic shift. Considering those boys are now on the same pit stops, he is
Same strategy,
absolutely put in a legendary heroic shift in that middle stint. He really has, because he's overtaken pit 22. Pit 22 is only just leaving the pits. So he's got himself up to 3rd with his middle stint. The timing board will update very shortly. Boom.
There we go.
There we go. So Fizzy Snuggles is only 11 seconds off the Racing Dutchman.
Wow. Okay, so we do have a bit of a
So
long distance battle on our
yes,
hands.
we do. We have a long range battle on our hands. Barry, I'm going to wait on the timing board. I don't think he is yet. So pit 22, 18 seconds. So Fizzy Snuggles, he's got himself 11 seconds off the Racing Dutchman and 18 seconds ahead of pit 22, who is a fair distance ahead of Barry's, and Jar Jar won't even be an issue, I'm afraid, mate, because you've still got 2 pit stops left. And it looks like he's having himself, is that flat track? It is flat track, who has cleared both his pit stops, so he really wants to get this overtake done and get ahead. Yeah. Oh, and a bit of a wiggle going into turn 1. So Mr. Death Zone, again, early mistake, he's sitting back in 10th, but he's done all his pit stops. Michelle B is back into the pits again. Let's hope he can get it right this time. As he's about to get overtaken by, in fact, Luke has already passed him, so that's how far he's dropped. He is, with another pit stop, he is going to plummet. I can see him finishing easily last. Jimmy Boy Horn, is he retired or is he back into the pits?
Jimmy Boy Horn retired, yeah, 19 laps ago.
Right, okay, so yeah, so he has retired.
But have a look at this. Flip through AJ and Racing Dutchman on the map.
Yep. No, that's the wrong button.
See how close they are?
Oh, they are very close.
Yeah, that's 1 lap. That is 1 lap.
Wow, so AJ is a full lap ahead already.
So AJ is 1 lap ahead, not pitted, but he's used it to. Oh, there we go.
Stop, go
He's
clear.
used it to his advantage, and they are close on track visually, but 1 lap between them, and that is 2nd and 1st. So AJ's going to pit again, and then a 2nd time, possibly then with Racing Dutchman. Maybe that's his plan,
Wow.
which is incredible.
That is an absolutely amazing lead he's got. As we're still on board with the Dutchman, we'll jump back on the AJ, who is going to be coming round. We're an hour and 4 minutes into the race, so is he going to pull the trigger and jump into the pits? As we see him coming through the Eurocar up to New Holland.
Nope.
No pit stop for AJ. So
He's having a bit of fun.
Oh, and
Having a
there,
bit of
Racing
fun.
Dutchman. Have I just Racing Dutchman?
Oh, someone's gone. He's gone.
Racing Dutchman's just been disconnected.
Disconnected.
Yeah,
Ah,
his car turned on its side and drove off the track, which means
Oh,
he's
really?
been kicked by the server. Yeah. which is horrendously disappointing for us viewers because the battle between him and Fizzy Snuggles was absolutely shaping up to be a cracker. But what it does mean for Fizzy Snuggles is
He is second.
he's got himself up to second place. So unfortunately, we are losing drivers due to netcode, I'm afraid, Pete. But the ones that are still in are still putting on a magnificent show. So hope you're enjoying it. Say hi in the chat. Who else have we got in the chat as we're on board with Fizzy? Let me just have a look. Johnny Visit, Daniel Defoe, hello, how are you? Crystal Willow Place, MSX, Mr. Flynn, say hi to Mr. Flynn. Jixer's there, Guitar Dude. I'm assuming Stalin's watching as well. Hello, Stalin. Thank you for tuning in.
Which race are you competing in? 2B?
I am in 2B. 2B?
Yes.
Or not
Your
2B?
fellow drivers are in the chat.
Ah, excellent, excellent. Yeah, they too will be wrecking some information on the fact that it's going to get pitch black by halfway through the race and the temperature is going to drop to 11 degrees. Let's face it, I'm sure is against your human rights to race in, but here we go. This is what we soldier through here at SOP to bring you live racing on a Saturday night. And when we say racing, this isn't really much of a race for AJ to the P.
No.
This is more of
bit
just
of fun.
procession practice. Just, I'll walk up in a car I don't usually drive as he finally pulls into the pits. So he's coming in
really?
to clear his first pit stop, which
Okay.
will... Of course, sorry, I was going to say I'll put Fizzy in the lead, but no, what it will do, it will temporarily unlap Fizzy. Because he is a lap down, yep, so he is 2 laps down, but he has got himself a massive lead now. Massive lead over Pit 22. He was 18 seconds ahead coming out of the pits. He's now 23 seconds ahead. So he's found 5 seconds on track, which I'm thinking Pit 22 is probably lost. Berries is in 4th, with Jar Jar is at the moment in 5th, but he still does have both of his mandatory pit stops. So that is absolute pie in the sky, thinking he's not going to get any place in the top 10, I'm afraid. We've got Stefan, who did have a couple of mistakes, cleared the pit stop, head down, up to 6th. Obviously, these positions have all been helped by disconnections, unfortunately. We've got Luca in the beautiful Ferrari in 7th. We've got Mr. Death Zone in another beautiful Ferrari in 8th. He has pitted twice, so he is on a charge to the end. AJ to the P is still in the pits. There we go, he's coming out
and
now.
he's off. Yep.
He's coming out now as Fizzy Snuggles. It's just coming into sector 2, so he's only 2/3 of a lap down. Pit 22 is having a mare. He's dropped down to 24 seconds now, so he's dropped another second someplace in that last lap. So he is not enjoying these cold conditions. In fact, I think the problem some of the drivers have will be frantically trying to change the tyre pressures in their pit stop while they're driving, instead of doing the sensible thing and waiting until you're in the pit lane. You know what I mean? Just saying, chap. I mean, I shouldn't be giving my competitors any pointers, but yeah, it does seem silly. James Lee, how are you doing, bud? Are you ready for the race tonight, my friend? Are you enjoying this race? AJ to the P is definitely enjoying the race. Fizzy Snuggles is another man who is loving this race. He has had the result of a lifetime. Kept his head down in his second stint, legitimately got himself back up to 3rd and was definitely on for a battle for 2nd, which we have been robbed of thanks to unfortunate connection issues. So, not the best for that young... So yes, it is the best for this young man, but certainly not the best for the racing Dutchman, who was putting in a solid performance in the wet in 2nd place, and like I say, he's denied us quite the battle. As Pit 22 comes along the start-finish straight, 24 seconds, so he's steadied the ship. He was dropping about a second a lap, Bailey. He steadied the ship slightly on that last lap and kept it at a 24-second gap, but we're still going to... So he can overtake him in the pits, because obviously, as we know, it's at least a 30-second time difference, so that could certainly be interesting. If he can stay within the 30 seconds, he could try and get him ahead in the pits and defend a bit. And try and make something happen, as opposed to relying on mistakes.
He's back in the pits, so He's done exactly what we guessed he would.
Yep. So
Which
that
is-
does answer that question. You can
Which is
in-lap on your out-lap. Isn't that- So there you go.
Yeah.
So you can turn an out-lap into an in-lap and pit twice very, very quickly. That's exactly what he's done.
Yeah, so he's going to clear this pit stop, and he's going to be green, which is mind-boggling to believe that's how much of a gap he had.
And I'll tell you what else is mind-boggling as well. Is Fizzy No, it's surely not. Did he unlap himself the previous lap?
He did, yeah.
I think
But
he
this-
did. So is he about to take the lead of the race?
No,
No,
this
he's still got a
you'll-
pit stop. Sorry, yes, he's still got a pit stop.
Not only that, he's 2 laps down, so he's unlapped himself once. This will be his first time
he was
unlapping
2
himself.
laps down. Wow.
So 50 seconds the gap. 50 seconds.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I was in awe of AJ's driving when I thought he was that far ahead. He was twice as far ahead as I calculated. That is absolutely incredible.
Great guy as well.
Yeah, annoyingly nice.
Yeah.
It is genuinely annoying.
We've said that
AJ,
before.
Yeah,
We've
I
said
did.
that.
I was genuinely annoyed when I met AJ. He is such a nice guy, so laid back. Yeah, just annoying. Like I say, you kind of hope he rang a few bells with his face when he was younger. But you get, you get the
Hold on.
annoying feeling that.
Fizzy Snuggles is in the lead, so I've
Yeah,
completely
that's
got
right.
it wrong.
Yeah, no. So he is kind of in the lead, but he's only
Yeah, with that
16
pit
seconds
stop.
ahead. He's got a pit stop.
Yeah.
But let us
Can he
not
do anything about
underestimate just what a middle stint that Fizzy has put in.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's taken. So yeah, so AJ has got a pit stop in hand, so to speak, because he's taken it to. But yeah, it's going to be. I mean, and like we were saying, it's 30 seconds that it takes out your pit. So if Fizzy snuggled pit now, he would only be 14 seconds behind AJ,
Right, yeah.
which is a phenomenal drive. When you can, what we were just saying about AJ, it's so quick. The way he was putting ahead of everybody else, and then bang, 2 pit stops, and already that gap's down to 15.5 seconds. So AJ is not messing about.
We've lost Michelle, by the way.
Oh, we're down to 11 drivers.
Must be a progressive thing then, with the server dropouts.
Yeah, the server dropouts do seem to be kicking in quite bad here, kids. Sorry, this is. Hopefully, we do at least get a result on this race. We should do. Yeah, genuinely hope the servers do hold up. I'm racing next. So. That would be the irony of all ironies.
Oh yeah.
At least I would then fully know the sense of humour had. The universe had a cosmic sense of humour. As Fizzy Snuggles is 14.5 seconds ahead of AJ to the P. Pit 22 is in the final podium position with Berries in 4th. Jar Jar is still in 5th. He hasn't taken any pit stops yet, so he is just abusing that track ahead of him. It's clear. I'm going to keep the foot down as we're coming to lap 37. So, hour and 15 minutes. I would venture he's got to be getting close to needing fuel. Oh well, no, it's only an hour and 15 minutes. So yeah, he's maybe got another 10 or so laps in him, but he will need something soon. So Stefan is definitely within striking distance, but he's got a pit stop left as well. So does Luca, who's just coming out of Sector 3. But Mr. Death Zone just coming in to Sector 3 in his Ferrari, so he has dropped off the pace a bit again, as we see a little wiggle from him there. Ace Tune, he's a good lad, he's a good driver. He's in the Bentley, again playing it safe in the Bentley. He's in 9th with flat track. He's retired to the pits as well, unfortunately, and so is Jimmy Boy Horn. So we do at the moment only have 9 runners and riders on the track. With Fizzy Snuggles, our temporary racing leader, who does have a pit stop left to take. When he takes that pit stop, AJ will overtake him. AJ is well within the 30 seconds required. In fact, he's now 13.5 seconds. So he is making back 1
is,
second per lap, like clockwork.
Do you know what? Oh, sugar, we've lost another one. Who's that? Who have we lost?
Oh, we've now got 8 on track, so we'll have lost another one.
That's not good. Not good.
Yes, the drivers are dropping like flies, it would appear.
Yeah.
Definitely
God.
not the ideal way to bring a race
Yeah, we
to you on a
did.
Saturday night, I'm afraid. But
We did have 20, didn't we?
yep.
So
There was
yeah,
20
we.
in practice. I think
Yeah.
16 made it to qualifying, 15 made it to the race,
Yeah.
and yeah, as of now we've got 8 on track with 2 retired.
Well.
As we watch AJ put in a masterclass while all else around him falls to bits.
Falls a bit. Well, let's hope he
AJ just
doesn't
puts
have a
in
problem.
awesome lap after awesome lap after awesome lap, and he's now within 13 seconds. So depending on when Fizzy, how many laps are left? We've done 38, so we've probably got about 20 laps left.
Wow.
So yeah, so if Fizzy stays out for another 13 laps, AJ will overtake him
Yes.
before Fizzy takes his pit stop. In fact, he's down to 12.8 seconds. So yeah, he is
Just
absolutely
closing it.
tearing into Fizzy. And let's be under no illusions here. Fizzy has put in an absolutely epic drive. Considering the start he had to get back to where he did with his pit strategy and put in those laps, Bailey, that was you've got to. I was thinking he's got to be driver of the day here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely outstanding.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, to use his pit strategy the way he did, to get the clear track and just to keep the foot down. Okay, AJ's hunting him down now, but AJ's an alien. He was 2 laps delayed, for goodness sake. This is it's like if you go into a bookies, if Red Rum was running, it'd be betting without Red Rum. So yeah, any event, yeah, betting without AJ. Fizzy Snuggles. I did mention him before the stream. He has been aided by a couple of disconnects, but disconnects or not, Bailey, you still need to keep the car on the track and get to the end.
He always does it.
And he is doing well in that endeavour at the moment. With 43 minutes and some change left. He does have another pit stop, which is going to cost him 30 seconds. AJ is now down to 11.7 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah. And I mean, we're on board with Fizzy Snuggles watching him round. If anybody can tell me where he's losing time, I would love to know. Because his brakes are lighting up, and as you watch to the rear of the car, you can actually see the twin exhaust. See the exhaust pipes lighting up in the back of the car there. Absolutely beautiful. And he is, I can assure you, as somebody that's driven this track over and over again, he's not. There's no, as I like to say, no quarter given the last from Fizzy here. He is nailing this track, and it is absolutely no use at all because AJ is now down to 11.6 seconds.
I wonder if Fizzy, whilst driving and he's watching this gap rocket down, to say the least, he's probably thinking, what on earth is what is behind me? What is he doing different?
Yeah.
Because he's just hunting me down, and I can't do anything about it other than it. And that's just a safe option.
Yeah.
Well, what is AJ doing?
Yeah, did he put nitrous in the car? Does he have Dom from Fast and Furious as his mechanic? I mean, what's going on? Is that what it is? Is this part of the new team? They get new team setups? Is there some kind of Bentley setup we don't know about? That's what it is. That's what it is.
Probably
really.
he's using the Coach Dave Academy setup. I think that's a fact.
Ah, that's a fact. So it's Coach Dave Academy stuff, right? Okay.
But on top of that, there was a Coach Dave Academy rain setup discount price today. So has he jumped on? If he hasn't had it already, that is. Has he jumped to that?
Yeah, straight on the Black Friday deal.
I wouldn't be surprised because
got
he's
himself a Coach Dave race win.
Oh yeah.
And I'll tell you what, has one of these guys, has Fizzy got quicker or has AJ got slower? Because the gap's only dropped by 2/10 that lap. It would appear, unless the timing board is struggling to comprehend this as well, because it is an absolute masterclass from AJ.
Yeah.
So we'll see what the next timing board says, but it does look, I mean, to be fair, AJ 11.4, so yeah, so AJ's either taking the foot off the gas slightly and just
Slightly.
coasting round, maintaining the gap, realises that he's got a 30-second pit window, so he's going to be 19, 20 seconds in the lead, or is Fizzy found an extra bit of pace with a lighter car?
Possibly.
Yeah, he might be running down his fuel a bit.
Yeah, fuel to the end of the race, and he pitted quite a bit before, didn't he? So
Yeah.
it's probably halfway through, maybe it, and it's getting a bit lighter, a bit easier to drive. Not that it's going to ever be easy driving an Audi or any car in the rain around Barcelona, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a testament to your driving prowess if you can make it through 2 hours with this, that's for sure.
No. And I've noticed this, and I've been meaning to bring it up. Jar Jar hasn't pitted at all. Now,
Still hasn't pitted.
I hope to God he knows that it's a mandatory 2 stop, and he's not just gonna wing it to the end and think that it's okay to not pit, because that would be very good. He's sitting in P4 as of now. But on the other hand, I do have a feeling that from experience, the Porsche handles extremely well on heavy fuel. The lighter it gets, the harder it gets to control, and it does all sorts of weird stuff, the Porsche. So maybe he's thinking pit late with a lot of fuel, and get some fresh tyres, and then the second pit stop, bit more fuel, but enough then to get to the end. Maybe overfuel to the end, but it's, 40 minutes.
Yeah, but you're right, so that's an hour and 20 minutes he's done
20 minutes
so
of
far,
racing
so
he's done, yeah. That's a long time.
yeah, it's a long stint in the wet as Luca comes in to clear his second pit stop.
Yep.
In his Ferrari. And he's already behind Stefan, so Mr. Death's will be looking to make back a couple of places here, because he's obviously cleared and he's run wide, and is that Ace Tuned in behind him? No, Ace Tune's a fair bit off. So Mr. Deathstone, yeah, he was just lapping someone there. Flat track. Oh, so flat track's about to park out on track. Ace Tune's on track. Mr. Deathstone's on track. And Mr. Deathstone's coming through the last chicane as Luca is still stationary. So Mr. Deathstone, oh, and Lucas just dropped. Oh, I was just about to say he's definitely got this done. So turn 1 is going to be interesting. This is going to be a 3-car battle with Berries. So Berries is going to be the last party here. So
He's going to be carrying the more speed, and that's proven.
Deathzone and Berries are through.
Flashing his lights now, so he's is Berry's going to go down the inside a bit?
Oh yes, and he's run wide.
Wow.
So Mr. Deathzone's run wide. So one of the highest qualifiers in the race is an absolute nightmare. Oh, and he nearly tagged Luca there. Luca had to run wide there. He was a bit unsure on his brakes, I'm going to say. I don't think he realised quite what was going on 1 car ahead of Mr. Deathzone. But they 3 have now dropped in behind one another, so Jar Jar still hasn't pitted. Stefan is in 5th, with Mr. Deathzone up to 6th now. Luca's in 7th, with Ace Tune back in 8th, and Flat Track has rejoined 7 laps down, so that must have been some monster damage he got. But full credit to him, he's back out on track. And he is looking to finish the race as we're looking on board with our race leader, Fizzy Snuggles. He does still have a pit stop to take, and he is a mere 8.7 seconds ahead of AJ to the P. So AJ, he is effectively our race leader because he has cleared all his pit stops and he's absolutely going to overtake Fizzy Snuggles.
Yeah, he's next
pit. But again, can't speak highly enough of Fizzy Snuggles. What a performance he's put in. He's going to take a podium. Oh, and we've got a spin someplace, do it.
No, death zone. Bit of a moment, I think, but he's
Oh.
got Luca making a move, bit of a squeeze from death zone, giving a bit more
Oh,
space
Ferrari
into
on
turn
Ferrari
one.
accent.
Yeah, I think what he did is the classic.
Feet down too early, perhaps.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and you know when it swings you across aggressively.
Yes.
He's done that out the final
And
corner.
just run wide out the final corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
On those curves. And I tell you, he's on the edge. Well, I thought
How
he
has
might
he
have run
kept
wide
that?
there as well. Seriously.
Wow. Oh, and Jar Jar's in the pits. Jar Jar
So
is
Jar
in.
Jar's finally taking a pit stop. There we go. So yeah, so Stefan has instantly got ahead of him. Where is Mr. Death Zone? He's just coming in to start the sector too, so he's got his work cut out for him.
Yeah.
Making
Especially
it
with
into this last of this race.
battling as well.
So Jar Jar, why he's only just come to a stop in the pits.
Wow.
I don't know if he maybe slowed down too early, but he must have slowed down too early. That's he
Too
should not
early,
have just been coming to stop. I think I think he's made a mistake with his markers and
Mistimed that.
brake too early. Yep.
Yeah.
Because he is
Keep an eye
definitely
on-
going to get caught from Mr. Death Zone.
Mr. Death Zone, yeah, I was thinking
Yeah,
exactly the same
yeah,
thing.
Death Zone is definitely going to catch him. Absolutely, so coming to the last little chicane as long as we Oh, and Luca has run absolutely wide. Done himself no favours there as Mr. Death Zone comes round the last bend with Jar Jar coming out the pits.
Leave,
Ooh,
leave it.
yeah.
It's going to be spicy.
Yes,
There we
some
go.
more turn one shenanigans, Bailey. You've got to love endurance racing. So,
Oh,
Mr.
so
Death
actually,
Zone-
hold on. Oh, I've been crashed, so you're going to have to continue.
Oh, so Bailey has been crashed and unceremoniously kicked, so it is myself we are with. So Jar Jar has kept himself just ahead of Mr. Death Zone. He has managed to keep himself just ahead, but he does have another pit stop to take. So you don't imagine that's going to be a long-lived position. They are tucked in behind Berries, but they're a lap down on Berries. So our podium is pretty much decided, I would say, barring any mass interventions. I think Fizzy Snuggles is putting an absolutely heroic race here with his middle stint, involved early in an incident. Raced out the pits, got himself clean air. He is being unceremoniously hunted down by AJ to the P, but there's not really much surprise there. AJ is our on-track leader, Fizzy is the on-track leader, but AJ is definitely leading the race. He is within pit striking distance, and he has taken both his pit stops, so he is definitely looking good to overtake, with Berries sitting in third, and he is just on the cusp of Fizzy Snuggles catching him in the pit, so that's going to be an interesting one to see where the battle for second plays out. Can Berries keep it consistent in that Porsche and catch up to Fizzy Snuggles in the pit? It's going to be very close. We'll just take the timing here, but I think Berries is about 34 seconds off the back of Fizzy Snuggles, and we'll find out as they cross the line. So yeah, 35.5 seconds. So they're definitely going to be close. So second and third place is absolutely on the cards for both of these drivers if they can keep it clean. Stefan had a mistake early. He still has a pit stop. He's up to fourth, with Jar Jar again still has a pit stop. He's up to fifth, and he has got Mr. Death Zone and Luca all over the back of him. It looks like Mr. Death Zone's had a problem there, so Luca's got past. So Luca has indeed got past Mr. Death Zone. So Mr. Death Zone definitely not enjoying the weather here today. We are down to 10 drivers, 9 on track. Unfortunately, the net code for the game has not been the kindest this evening.
Not at all.
Not at all. We have been losing players, unfortunately, but the guys that are still on track are absolutely putting on a show in these conditions. With Fizzy Snuggles now only 5.7 seconds as he comes in to take his second pit stop. he comes in to take his pick in the second pit stop. Let's make sure. Yep, he hit the line fine. So he's going to be okay there. So he's now got the long wait to see if Berries can get past him. So Berries is just coming up into sector 3. So yeah, I think he is looking good to take back second place. He's coming into the last chicane. Fizzy Snuggles is just coming to a stop in the pit. So Berries is coming into sector 3. So unless this is a very quick stop go from Fizzy, nope, he's getting some work done, getting on some fuel. So there's Berries now coming along the start finish straight, about to cross the finish line, and Fizzy Snuggles has just been dropped. He's just been dropped and he's coming out the pit. So Berries, yeah, Berries is going to get past him. Berries is going to retake second place while Fizzy Snuggles is still on the pit exit.
Oh, and there's Mr. Destin. Mr. Destin passes, and he's green, isn't he? So Mr. Destin and Luca both green, and they've passed Fizzy Snuggles.
Fizzy Snuggles, yes, they have. So they've put in a great drive as well. But what we need to remember as well, Berries still has a pit stop to take. So Berries might be up in second, but he's only about 8 seconds ahead of Berries, so he's going to lose that place when Berries takes his pit stop. In fact, 10.9 seconds. So he's definitely going to re-overtake him. So we're looking at this. So Mr. Deathzone did overtake him, but he was unlapping himself.
I see.
So yeah, so Mr. Deathzone has unlapped himself now. And Fizzy is definitely, he's in third place. He's just come out in this battle in the middle of the pack of drivers that are unlapping themselves. So Stefan and Jar Jar still need to pit, and so does Berries. AJ to the P, as predicted, with 30 minutes left in the race. He's absolutely got this sealed up. Got himself a 32-second lead to Berries, who still has a pit stop. He effectively has a 1 minute. Oh, he's got a 40-second lead because he's got further 10 seconds back to Fizzy. So Fizzy has held on to his podium place, and I'll tell you what, if he can keep it on the track. Oh, and there's a Lexus gone sideways, and that's flat track gone off track again.
Oh no. Yeah, right.
Luke has made it through.
Luca.
So Luca and the Ferraris made it through. Mr. Deathzone is keeping Jar Jar honest, but Jar Jar, like I say, he's got another pit stop to take, so he is absolutely fair game coming into the closing sections of this race. And I think Stefan as well. I think he may well be looking over his shoulder for Mr. Deathzone. We are on board with driver of the day by quite a way, Fizzy Snuggles. Obviously AJ, we can't just keep giving AJ driver of the day.
No.
No, I mean, AJ,
no more.
time for racing teams and stuff. Yeah, there's none of that.
Oh, sugar, flat tracks off again.
Oh, and flat tracks off again. Oh.
We'll leave him be.
Well, left and right, yeah. The curse of Catalonia. And that's in sector 1, so let's hope he's got his act together for sector 3.
Well, what you can't say about flat track is that whatever happened in the pit then, I can't imagine that was a pit stop, because it was like God knows how long. He's 6 laps down, and he's still enjoying. He's still racing around.
Oh yes.
Maybe he's trying to figure out what's wrong with his car, or what he's doing wrong with the car, and why it's not why he's not winning this race. Maybe, but
oh yeah, but every race is a learning experience.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
And he's taking it as a test. So.
Yeah. And he is hanging on in there, putting in the lap. Got Ace tuned in another Bentley back in 8th with the Ferrari brothers, Luca and Mr. Deathzone in 7th and 6th. Right up behind PSRT Jar Jar, who's in a Porsche. He's still got a pit, so he's going to drop back down to around about Ace tuned sort of area with Stefan, who has now cleared both his pit stops. So he's cleared both his pit stops. I don't think he's going to be any major threat to Fizzy or Berries when Berries finally pits. Berries is keeping it nice and clean at the moment though, and he's maintaining that gap to Fizzy. But he is only 12 seconds ahead, which means when Berry takes his next mandatory pit stop, he is going to lose that place. So he really needs to, he's got maybe 15 minutes to get himself another Yeah, he needs to be increasing that gap by 1 second per minute they're on the track, I'd say.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, to have himself a hope of keeping them hanging on to that second place. But it's Catalonia, it's night, it's cold, the track's now down to 10 degrees. So these guys are literally driving on blocks of ice at the moment, and they hasten to
Not
add.
creating. Yeah, 10 degrees. Wow. Okay, so it has dropped down. And someone asked earlier what the starting temperature was, and who was it? Chris Williams said 15 to 16 it started at, and it's
Wow.
now 10 degrees. That's a huge drop. We've still got 25 minutes to go. That will be down to 9 degrees, and we were saying previously, we were saying 12 degrees is about right for
And there we
Barcelona.
As if there's proof needed, Fizzy Snuggles, driver of the day, most consistent lad on the track, he's just run like. These plummeting track temperatures will absolutely be messing with these guys. Absolutely be messing with these guys. So Berries now has been thrown a lifeline.
Yeah.
Berries has been thrown a lifeline. Fizzy Snuggles, the gap is now going to increase. You're going to see that get bigger than 16 seconds when he crosses the line. Is that mistake the one that costs Fizzy Snuggles second place after that drive he's put in? That would be absolutely devastating. But Mr. Death Zone has got past Jar Jar. He was watching the leaders. This is what happens when you watch the leaders. You should stick to the mid pack, mate. There we go. So Mr. Death Zone has got the move done on PSRT Jar Jar, which he'll be grateful to get done.
Yes.
Yeah, especially as Jar Jar's still got a pit. So Jar Jar is going to lose out to Luca when he pits, and he could well lose out to Ace Tuned as well. But we will jump back on board with Fizzy and we'll have a look and see what they got.
Not showing any times, is it?
I think it was about 18 seconds or so there, so what he lost 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So
Oh! Yellow flag, who's that?
oh, somebody's
First
miles
corner.
off in turn 1.
Yeah, flat track.
Is that flat track
wow.
again? Ah, come on, bud. You can do it. And that's the problem, he's now got wet, sandy tyres.
Yes.
Again, that's not the greatest combination.
Producing next to no grip. Yeah.
Yeah, there's temperature. I mean, that's another problem. As soon as you're on off track, you start losing what temperature you do have in the tyres. But yeah, this is definitely a race for closing your brake ducts, over PSI in your tyres, and just keeping it nice, simple and clean. There's no point in any heroics in these conditions. Fizzy Snuggle, 17.9 seconds off of Berry, so that little mistake hasn't cost him too much time, but he's now behind PSTRD Jar Jar. He'll be looking to lap him. Jar Jar, really, I would say, maybe get in the pits, get out of the way of this. This is your battle, bud.
Yeah.
Let these guys battle on as Fizzy Snuggles really needs to maintain the pace he's got to keep a long distance pressure on Berries, just so Berries. Yeah, 'cause like we're saying, 30-second pit drop, he's only 18 seconds behind. Oh, and there's
Jar
Jar Jar
Jar
gone off, that's it, he's moved out the way, good lad.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, giving him plenty of them.
So 22 minutes remaining. 22 minutes remaining. 10 degrees the track temperature. Wet is the weather. And AJ is the leader.
Yes,
50
he has.
laps. 50,
Yeah, 50 laps.
Wow.
With another 60 or so to do, so again, this is excellent fuel reconnaissance work for my race later on, I'm happy to say. But yeah, AJ, another, honestly, just the superlatives, you run out with them.
Yeah, incredible. A quick reminder for those of you watching, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Indeed, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, do it.
Yes.
Do it, Arnold said so.
Yeah. I may have your answer to the reason the corner might be called Elf.
Go for it. The oil company?
Yeah, I just saw a little poster then on the side of the track saying Elf. Makes sense.
Yeah, I think Dixon actually might have mentioned that in the chat as well a while back.
Jar Jar and Luca going at it in the final sector, and he did get the move done, and then Jar Jar fought it back despite being one pit stop down compared to the
he's run right
Ferrari.
there. Oh, and they've gone side by side.
Is he going to drive into the pits?
Oh, there we go.
No, he's not.
He's not going to drive into the pits, and he's been overtaken beautifully by Luca, he's held it. I'm worried that Luca was carrying a bit more speed there, but he's got the job done. So Jar Jar now just wants to hang on there to slipstream. 20 minutes left, he needs to get that pit stop done. Berries is in second place. AJ is increasing the gap at a commensurate rate. He's now back to 40 seconds ahead of Berries, who still has to pit. So he's effectively about a minute and a half ahead of Berries. Fizzy Snuggles, we're going to stay on board, but he's had a magnificent race. So it looks like so he's 18 seconds off the back of Berries. So Berries needs to keep this pace consistent, Bailey, to give himself a fighting chance of taking second place.
Yeah. And we assume that Berries will be pitting and literally putting a litre of fuel on and getting out. So how long will that take?
That should take no more than 33 seconds. I mean, you can't. So yes, you do have to put some fuel in the pit stop, so there is a minimum mandatory requirement as well.
Oh, is there? Oh, sugar. Okay.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you have to, you can. If it's just a mandatory pit stop with no prerequisites, you can just stop and start without putting in any fuel at all.
Yeah, no, not at SOP, not at SOP.
No, so no, you definitely need to be putting in.
We punish you for your pit stops.
Yes, oh yes. Certainly keeps the racing honest, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
As Fizzy Snuggles, he's lost another 3/10 there, but he's still well within the distance, so he really just needs to keep himself nice and calm, drive this to the end, and he's going to be looking at a very, very, very well-earned second place.
Man, it hasn't been easy. Where did he start, Fizzy Snuggles? Where did he start?
Down in 9th, I think.
Back to lap 7, he was 10th. So that's a hell of a drive.
Oh yeah.
Hell of a drive for number 33, absolutely. Yeah, crazy stuff.
I'm definitely glad I went in split 2. I was going to race this split and commentate the second
yes.
race. I'm definitely glad I went in split 2.
Yeah.
Because that would be another lesson dished out. As Fizzy Snuggles 18.5, so he is dropping off about 3/10 a lap here. I don't think that's going to be enough to give Berries the automatic stop, go in and out breathing space, but it's certainly going to make the last 3 laps very, very... Oh, and Berries has just been net-coded out the game.
Ah, no.
Yeah, he literally just did a full Santa Claus and took off.
That's awful.
And then there's siblings. We're really sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen at home. Obviously, this isn't something that we have any control of. The ACC servers have been problematic, to say the least. But I am looking at server statistics that you all can see at the bottom, and it does say the latency at ping at our end is very good. So this is absolutely 100% to do with the ACC servers, and in no way anything to do with the drivers or their connections. Okay, this isn't one of these things where somebody's maybe using Wi-Fi or something. The latency and ping that we're getting is very good, so there's definitely just server issues, which has denied us some excellent racing. We were on for a great race with who was in second place?
Berries.
Absolutely can't remember.
Sorry.
Bentley. Yeah, can't remember who it was.
Sugar, yeah.
Yeah, can't remember. Mr. Falcon, hello, how are you? Thank you for joining in, bud. Yes, we have been watching this. Jar Jar's finally taking his pit stop. So there we go. Jar Jar's going to take his pit stop.
Racing Dutchman.
Racing Dutchman. How people forget the Racing Dutchman.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so we were denied a battle with him and Fizzy Snuggles, and we were denied a battle, and as Fizzy Snuggles, I feel worse for. He's been denied battles with, he's been denied some great racing. But he has put in, we're going to declare Fizzy Snuggles the driver of the race. We know AJ is putting in another alien performance from start to finish. But Fizzy Snuggles involved in an incident early on, put in a heroic middle stint to get him back in podium contention. Before the disconnects happened, I'll be facing the ad. And he's absolutely putting in a show here. It's Mr. Death Zone, who is in fourth. And he has got Fizzy in behind him in a blue flag situation. So Fizzy will be looking, there we go, Mr. Death Zone beautifully gets out of the way into that last chicane at the start of sector 3. Very clever driving. Let's face it, you don't want somebody blue flagging through this sector 3. That's not something anyone would relish. So Stefan is the big winner here.
Oh wow!
Say. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh no!
Oh wow! Oh, we've got
Fizzy
an
Snuggles, he's gone. He's round. He's round.
Oh what? No way! Fizzy Snuggles has had a mistake.
Is that
wow.
Elf? Is it?
No, that is actually the last chicane. That is actually the last chicane.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah, so he is coming into New Hollywood now, onto the start finish straight. As Luca runs wide on the exit coming into New Hollywood. And, he's almost run wide coming into the start finish straight. So yeah, the driver's really struggling with the track temperature, and that's all that is. I can absolutely assure you, with the track temperature that has dropped 6 degrees, it's 10 degrees. It has constantly rained, and the track has constantly been wet for 2 hours. And some of these drivers have put in absolutely heroic shifts getting some of these cars. I mean, Jar Jar, just to do 2 hours in that Porsche.
2 hours. 2 hours is a long time.
Standing ovation for that, man, definitely. As we watch him coming into a problematic chicane, is what we're going to rename it now, the problem chicane. Keeps himself just inside the yellow sausage. Nice bit of turn there. Is he going to? No, look at that. Keeping it on the track. Not even venturing as far. Yeah, I'm just going to lift off a bit. Keep it on the tarmac. And let's face it, there's little enough grip on the tarmac in this race. I don't know why you'd want to run off. As we see AJ. 55 laps and smoother than Lurpak, this chap. Coming round to it. And yet another procession lap for AJ. The Fizzy Snuggles got himself back together. He does have himself a convincing lead over third place. And just another little blue flag. Oh, maybe he didn't quite yield as well as he could there from Luca, but that's fine. He is through. Luca's got himself up into 5th, so Jar Jar, his position has been raised obviously with the disconnects. He did have 2 late pit stops, very late pit stops, and he was definitely looking to drop a lot further down the field. So he's definitely the guy that's benefited the most, I would say, from the disconnects. With Ace Tuned, Ace Tuned has just run off track there. I'm not sure what's happened there, if he's had a problem, but he's taken off track. So Jar Jar's in 6th, with Luca in 5th. Mr. Death Zone's back up into 4th, with Stefan in 3rd, Fizzy Snuggles in 2nd, and of course Bailey, who's in 1st place? That's right.
I think AJ.
You think? Well, we'll have a look. Oh look! It is unbelievable. So, Ryan Berrington-Smith, blue screen so close to the end. So Ryan's obviously a driver.
Is that Berry?
Is that Berries? Berries, mate.
So.
But we were cheering you on there. We were looking forward to some of the battles you were going to get involved in, and well, that was some great driving early in the race, mate. Thank you for the entertainment, bud.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. It was the main entertainment, wasn't it? I did forget.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal entertainment. There was a three-way battle.
Yeah, you're right.
4 different drivers. They were having little turns at, like us 3 will have a battle, us 3 will have a battle. So, so they were all battling on. AJ to the piece. I bet AJ can't overtake. I bet he's just a hot lapper. Yeah, we'll go with that. That's what we'll say. Right? He's not a hot lapper. It's just because he gets free track. That's what it is. Okay, so there we go, AJ. But the thing is, too, the next time I speak to him in a race or something, he'll still be really nice to me. It doesn't matter what.
Yes.
I do, so.
No matter what you say.
And I'll just be sat there feeling even smaller than I do now. Just sorry,
Thinking in your
Jay.
chair, yeah.
Sorry, Jay. Fizzy Snuggles, driver of the day, coming into the problematic chicane that we have now renamed it. Where he did have a spin, keep it off the curb, kid. There you go. Look, doesn't even go near the curb. Doesn't touch the
This
curb on the
time.
right. Doesn't touch the curb. Oh, he does mount the curb on the left. Oh, he's got to the big cojones.
What's the gap between him and Stefan?
The gap between him and Stefan is about a lap, I think.
Oh, sugar. Okay.
Yes, that is an impressive gap. Like I say, there was the top. This definitely was a race of 3 racers. There was 3 groups, but with a disconnect, it kind of shrunk it all down. So yes, Stefan is just coming into the middle of sector 2, and Fizzy Snuggles. In fact, Fizzy Snuggles might be about to lap him. Sorry. So yeah, he does have a significant gap. As we're coming into the last 10 minutes of the race, we've got Flat Track is back in the pits. He's maybe repairing damage. He did seem to drive off, so I'm not sure if it was a problem with his equipment or with the car itself, maybe his tyres or fuel. But oh, excuse me. What we do have though is Ace tuned in 7th, with Jar Jar in 6th, the Luca in the Ferrari. Love the Ferrari. He's in 5th with Death Zone. Mr. Death Zone himself is up in 4th place. He's only 30 seconds off of Stefan, and with the way things have been going, anything's possible. Stefan's in 3rd, looking to get himself a podium finish here with Fizzy Snuggles comfortably in 2nd place, and AJ to the P has already finished the race. Let's face it, we've got Ace Tuned has had an issue on the back straight, so he's retired to the pits as well. So they are dropping like flies, Bailey. But after 2 hours of this, honestly can't say that you blame them in any way. Let's be fair.
No,
let's be fair. I mean, seriously, this is yeah. Oh, we've got Ryan back in the chat actually. We're on board with AJ. Let's have a wee word with what Ryan was saying. Yeah, really enjoyed those battles. Yeah, mate, fantastic battles. And the rear tyres were dead as well. Right, okay, yeah, Ryan, you really did put on a show for us, but it was some fantastic stuff. Thoroughly
It's interesting
enjoyed
to
them.
hear that he said his tyres are dead, because I've completely forgotten the fact that tyres can go off.
Yeah, exactly. In fact,
Thought they were,
Ryan, if you've got any pointers,
Yeah.
did you use wet or dry tyres, and what
Don't
PSI
tell
were
him.
you running at? Please tell me, because I'm terrible at driving at the best of times. And I've got a new wheel, so I don't want to look twice as terrible on the new wheel, like, no. So yeah, I'm probably going to end up with broken thumbs and things tonight, but it's all part of the adventure.
Yeah,
It's all part of the adventure. Learning curve, it's more like a crash test dummy and a brick wall. Bang, bang, repeatedly. But you know what they say, it's the definition of insanity to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. So I would definitely class myself as insane, considering the number of times I've sit in this rig and drive.
Yeah.
And speaking of driving, Ace Tuned in the Bentley is back on track.
Good.
So he's going to come back out and finish the last 7 minutes. As Jar Jar in the Porsche in 6th with Luca. The rear Ferrari with Mr. Death Zone in the beautiful metallic blue. Look at that thing go. You can spot that
Very nice.
any place. Lovely curves on that thing. Hey, hey. We've got Stefan in the Audi. So after all the Bentleys that started, it's an Audi top 2 with Audi 2nd and 3rd with AJ to the P. Playing it safe, Bailey. We're going to call him out for playing it safe in the Bentley. Do you feel that's maybe... Yeah, go on. Stick the boot in, Bailey. Do it.
What do you mean by playing it safe? With the car?
Yes, by driving the Bentley,
Oh
yeah.
God, no.
No?
No,
Okay.
he's won with that Bentley. He is a Bentley.
He is a Bentley, right.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him drive anything else, to be honest with you. And if he has, he's definitely said he didn't like it. Yeah. I think Chris Williams is talking to you in the chat.
He certainly is. Yep, our race is different. It's 1.4 hours. Oh, fantastic. Wait, what?
What is that?
Why is that? I want to speak to management. Fetch me my waiter. Where's my secretary? Kieran Clifford.
You're speaking to him.
Yeah, I've got a secretary and an agent. What's going on? I actually don't. That's just a private joke between me and Simon. We had an elongated conversation with my usual tongue-in-cheek antics. It was, yes, it was very cleverly worded about lazy secretaries and no good agents. So, yeah, it was fun and games. So, Simon, yeah, you can laugh. Everyone else will just be like, what? So, there you go. SOP, home of the in-house joke. Ta-da! Speaking of SOP, if you haven't hit the like button or hit subscribe, why not?
Yes.
Seriously,
Give us the reason,
yeah, give
please.
us the
Comment
reason in
down
chat.
below.
Come on. Seriously, feel free to type. If you have hit like, and you have hit subscribe, thank
you very
you. We appreciate that because we know you love the racing, we know you love the comedy. There's nothing better than a Scotsman and a Welshman arguing over motor racing on a Saturday night.
Absolutely.
And I think, has it been revealed yet, Bailey, who the commentating duo for Monday nights are?
It can be now.
Can it be now? Can we reveal it
Yes.
now? See, for all those that hung in there.
Go for it. Go for it.
Here we go. Breaking news. The commentary team for the pros will be Bailey and myself. Yes! That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The Pro Series with the big boys will be streaming the amateurs, will be streaming the pros over that 6 calendar race series. Kailami. Suzuka. That's right. 40 minutes at Suzuka. So yes, we will be commentating Monday night, so make sure you hit like and subscribe to get the notifications to jump on board. Go over to the Discord, go over to the Twitter channel. Do it. Oh, that's Senrad Arnold. He sent a pepperoni pizza with the 9mm bullets. And that's not something you want, okay? And I promise, if you like and subscribe, we'll stop doing dodgy Arnold impressions as well, okay? How's that? What more can you ask for?
Uh-oh.
Seriously.
Who's that? We've lost someone. Who have we
Oh,
lost?
we lost someone else.
I saw a floating cart. Who have we
Oh,
lost? Luca? Yeah, Luca. Oh,
the
God.
Ferrari down.
Alright. Yeah.
So we are missing another Ferrari. So we're down to 5 people on track, but they're still driving.
Yeah.
It's 10 degrees, it's pitch black, it's soaking wet, it's raining, their hands are cramped, their bum cheeks are going numb, but still they're putting in the laps. I mean, AJ's probably, I'd imagine AJ's right. It was a full motion VR. He probably sits on some kind of floating airbed.
Oh, yeah.
I'd see if it turns out he uses a joypad and like an ex-rocker gaming chair.
Yes.
I will, yeah,
Yes.
no, I'll be so raging. So raging. So there we go then, Bailey. We're coming up, that's 60 laps completed. 3 minutes left in the race. With AJ to the P, an absolute magnificent 1 lap ahead of Fizzy Snuggles, who's putting a magnificent performance for himself. Let's not look at the gap between him and AJ and see that as any type of disrespect to Fizzy's driving. He's absolutely put in a heroic shift tonight on track, as we have a quick flick through to see the brave men and women that have made it to the end. Look at the spray coming off the back of Ace Tune's Bentley. That just goes to show you. You're driving at night close to these guys. It's a pity we can't get the onboard cameras, Bailey.
Well, I was thinking about this. I'd like to see AJ's on board. I bet his wheel input is slow and steady. And then also I would have loved to see Flat Tracks on board and see where he was struggling with, what movements were, was too much and what the car was doing. But yeah, I wish we did have on board. It's quite boring watching a car from the outside all the time. It'd be lovely to jump on board. And
it really would. They really need to sort that out.
Close up action.
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, Luca's back.
We need to sort. Also, Lucas. Oh well, that's right. I did hear.
Can't select his car though.
Oh.
Can't see him. Oh, someone else is back. No. I don't know. Yeah, he's joined. What he's done, he's joined back and he can drive out the pits. He's still in 5th, isn't he? PSRT. So Jar Jar's in the pits. Has he had a problem? I didn't know about.
Maybe he has.
1 minute 50 remaining.
Sorry, I've no control over them. Why won't he work? Sorry. Give me 2 seconds while I just figure out another technical issue I'm having.
That's fine. So Luca is out of the pit, and he's back racing, which is lovely to see. Jar Jar
Yes,
is
good lad.
in the pits. Ace tuned in the pits. Flat track jumbo.
Well, that's it.
Oh,
Just so you
and
know,
Jack-
Discord, for the guys, if you're in the second race, remember, for tonight's event only, because of the netcode issue, if you are disconnected from tonight's race, you can still use
Right,
the same
man, the leader
password
is on
to
the
jump
final lap.
back
Give
in.
it a final
Okay,
push.
so if you get disconnected, remember, you can jump back in tonight. That is a special
Perfect.
exception that's been made for tonight's race. It might be continued in future if we continue to have these problems, but obviously the whole point in this place is to get people racing. Okay, if it wasn't for people turning up to race and giving your time to race, there's nothing for us to do. You know what I mean? There's not. So this is all about you guys racing. So if you're in the second race, please remember you can jump back in, and yeah, you can finish your stint, because yeah, there's nothing worse than getting geared up for a 2-hour race and getting kicked with half an hour gone. You just feel robbed at the time. I mean, I know I'll be rejoining. If I get kicked, I'm rejoining and rejoining and
Yes.
rejoining. Yeah.
Especially with what you are excited to use tonight.
Yes. Yes. Slightly excited, to say the least. Especially at this track. I'm a massive, it's no secret. I actually said that. You all seen it in the chat when you and I were talking. I was like, do you want to do commentary? Or do you want to, oh, Catalunya, I want to do both. I want to do both. As AJ to the P is coming out on his last lap. So he is on the lead lap. So he will finish on lap 63.
Representing Indigo Line Racing.
Indigo Line Racing, that's right. Well done, Indigo Line. Hello. Congratulations to all your guys. Had the FPS just over 30, but I pushed too hard in the front for many minutes. Okay. That's some excellent junior berries. You mind, please add me on Discord. You can be my new race engineer. Thank you very much. So there we go then. So is this AJ's first race for Indigo Line?
Yeah, I'd say so, and he's flashing his lights. He's happy.
Flashing his lights. He's definitely happy. So podium to pole for AJ to the P.
Wow.
So yeah,
2 hours in the lead, non-stop. Apart from a pit stop overtake, fireworks are popping off. Love that.
And to be fair, when we say it was a pit stop overtake, he actually had an extra pit. It was just
Yeah.
He was always the leader of this race. It was never. And there we go. For the ladies and gentlemen at home, AJ does like to try and give us donuts. He can drive magnificently, but can the man do donuts? No, he can't. How, AJ? Come on, seriously.
Go on now.
Give us a donut, mate. Come on. Oh, we can't see you now, bud.
Yeah,
He hear the stream. He will be watching the stream and listening to this.
Oh,
That's how multi-talented he is. He's probably making a cup of tea while he is racing in this race. As we see Fizzy Snuggles coming round to finish his race. Jar Jar's already been given the checkered flag because he was a lap down. Fizzy Snuggles, driver of the day by miles. As Stefan, who definitely benefited as well. He's given us a light flash too. Good lad.
Very happy. Good drive.
Very happy he's finished. And Fizzy Snuggles will be delighted to bring that home and take
And Luca,
second place.
who disconnected, is coming through the final chicane.
He's going to take himself
Tough
a cheeky
race.
little fourth.
Yeah.
He had definitely had a tough race. He was involved in a lot of battles. He was involved in a lot. And then gets disconnected and joins back in. Boom. On you go, kid. Absolutely magnificent work there from Luca as well. And he's in my beloved Ferrari. So he gets extra bonus points.
Yes.
That's what he gets, Bailey. Extra bonus points, my friend. So
Wow.
we'll jump the camera back onto AJ, who is doing his end lap. Go on, AJ. Give us a donut, kid. You know you love it. So yeah, another 2 hours of fantastic racing, Bailey.
Oh, wow, yeah. 2 hours, which felt long, but it's gone quick. And I mean, I am disappointed with the lack of drivers at the end. I mean, 20 drivers isn't a lot anyway, but cut that down to what was it, 5? Quite.
Yeah, 5 on
Quite
track,
disappointing.
unfortunately. That is.
But
yeah.
with Barry and his battles, and AJ with his speed, and Fizzy Snuggles giving us some edge of the seat stuff, I think that was an exceptional 2 hours of Barcelona.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely 100% agree with you there, bud. Phenomenal two-hour race. In the rain, at night, cooling temperatures. Guys were keeping it on the track better than I can in the dry. Absolutely disgusting behaviour from some of them. Porsches, we saw Porsches brought to the end of the race. Jar Jar in the Porsche. Absolutely magnificent. So yeah, absolutely brilliant 2 hours. I'm now going to quickly run through a few things and then run away because I've got to drive. What we're looking at now though, SOP Motorsport ACC PS4, join the Discord, come and say hi, come and get involved in the races, come and get involved in whatever part of this community you feel you could benefit from or give to us, if you know what I mean. Come along and help. Up SOP Motorsport is the Twitter page, the Settle Corsa Competition on PS4 is Facebook, and of course you are now on the SOP Motorsports eSport TV channel. Give us a like, give us a subscribe and join in. Coming up next, Bailey, what have we got next, bud?
1.5 hours of Laguna Seca.
Yes, we do. Part of the Coach Dave Academy.
Yes, and before that, we have the Sprint Series, the Winter Sprint Series, which is starting on Monday, which is very exciting.
Has been exclusively revealed in our broadcast tonight. That is, of course, myself and the wonderful Bailey that will be guiding you guys through the Winter Sprint Series. Zandvoort, Misano, Hungary, Suzuka, Kyalami and Barcelona. We will be streaming all 3 divisions as well. So you'll get a pro race, you'll get an amateur race, you'll get a beginner race, you'll get another couple of pro races. So we will be streaming all divisions this season with commentary. So it's not just you pros that get to show off and get to hear me and Bailey screaming your name enthusiastically. So get on Discord, get involved, and it could be you on this YouTube channel showing off to your mates. That's me. Get involved.
With real trophies.
With real trophies, right? There's trophies.
Which I
for
love.
drivers. Yeah, they're absolutely amazing. So do you think we should maybe call it a day there, Bailey?
I think so. I think you need to jump in your racing
I need to
team.
jump in
You
my
ready?
race. No, I need to jump in the race. Thank you everyone for joining us. Especially thank you to Bailey.